Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Throwback Thursday. Today, we are playing one of my favorite games of all time that I don't often talk about, but it was our first cooperative card game that we really got into.
Maybe the first. Is this the first Fantasy Flight game that we got into?
Yes. So
it was.
Back in, 2011, we were at Gen Con, and you guys were filming something. So you were interviewing someone.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And I was just walking around, and I remember seeing this beautiful piece of Lord of the Rings art, and the Witch King was on it. And I knew it wasn't the Witch King from the movies, but it's also a version of the Witch King I'd never seen in art before. And it was really cool. And I was like, hey, what's this? But I could tell it was the Witch King, you know?
Yeah, of course. Stylized.
Yeah, and I had really no idea who Fantasy Flight Games was at that point. But I walked into the booth, I got a demo, and I was like, wow, a cooperative game. I never would have thought I would have liked that.
I like cards.
But I'm interested. And they were like, well, unfortunately, we're still out of the core set. So I remember, I think the pack was called Hunt for Golem as the first pack.
And a beautiful path was paved before you.
Yeah, I should have known right there. But no, that was just a sign in my brain at the time.
That's good. They were just selling out like game all the time. They were just hit after hit.
So I bought the Hunt for, there were a couple packs, adventure packs I was able to buy because I just wanted to see cards and that whole thing. And then after that, I got a demo of the Game of Thrones LCG.
Yeah. Which
I had seen in a magazine back when we were in the old Chelsea office. And I remember at the time thinking, there's no way we could ever make any money selling a non-collectible card game, which would be funny because of the past decade of our lives.
And he was right.
Yeah, that's more or less. I wasn't wrong. Young me had some things right. But that's really where we first started interacting with Fantasy Flight. And I was really impressed. And we started getting into Thrones and Lord of the Rings. And looking at some of these old cards is just taking me back.
Yeah, it's
simpler times.
It's beautiful, actually. I was remarking to Zach before the stream began as I was scrolling through and basically saying in jest, does anyone here remember how to play this game? Which we kind of do, but we have a nice little cheat sheet. Just looking through the cards, I remember so many of these cards and just how awesome this whole aesthetic is of this game. Classically good. Yeah. The border work, the art style.
And they have,
the four
you want to
factions?
go top down real quick?
Yeah,
I just want to show. So the art in this game is incredible. Like this is the back of the encounter card, which I think is a really cool looking back. So the Eye of
What
Sauron.
is that supposed to be?
Eye of Sauron. Yeah. But then the player cards, have this kind of back, which is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a ring.
I guess it's the sleeve, the same thing. And then the character art, like
some ring, I guess.
We pop up the R one that is in front of me.
Which one? Red or blue?
The R1. So E1 has red. I think it's
Spirit.
The only R1 we have is Spirit.
R1 with Spirit.
But
we'll see if we can find R1.
This is really where I fell in love with the artist of these pieces, which was Magali.
Oh yeah, I forgot this was Magali.
She's just insanely good at art, and in a look like this is some of the best Lord of the Rings art probably that's ever been made is for this game. Beautiful looking game. It was the first cooperative LCG. It's almost the first. I think it was the first original LCG. So there was a Cthulhu and Game of Thrones that were collectible, pivoted into LCG, and I think this did come out in like 2011, which is when I happened to stumble onto their booth. But yeah, this is a
beautiful card.
Yeah.
Wait, it has somebody's drawn on the border here.
There's a cool sleeve that. So shout out to Ben Comstock, friend and local.
Ben, you're great.
Lord of the Rings
I haven't seen
savant.
Ben in forever. We need to fix that. Gotta have a pool party.
That's right. I have a good time at the pool party. He's lending us these cards. And his sister actually Sandy is letting us borrow the scenario, which I'm excited about. This is the Hunt for the Dreadnought, which I've never played. And this is one of the more recent, if not the most recent, scenario packs for this game. Designed as well by someone that we're familiar with and love, which is Jeremy Zworin.
Oh, man, just everything comes around, doesn't it?
Star Wars Destiny. And it's got boats. So I knew Steven would be all about it.
I love boats.
Yeah. You can see here, this giant Dreadnought card looking awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. So let's talk about the game a little bit before we dive into it too much. So we started playing it in 2011, you said? 2011. I remember Lewis Brinton came down, who would become a good friend of ours, kind of met through this space, through Monster Apocalypse, was like, hey, I'm looking to just like take a little vacation. Do you want me to come down and we can play some games and stuff?
I remember that.
He came down. He was a Lord of the Rings fan. We played Lord of the Rings with him for a long time. That was a great experience. Game of Thrones, I think, as well. And that was when the LCG thing was really happening. And I think that we played Lord of the Rings for a good many years before. I can't remember. I think I got distracted by like Netrunner and all of that.
So I remember back in the day, the 1.0 at the store. I worked Sundays, and Comstock would come up literally every week, and we played Lord of the Rings for a couple of years.
That's awesome.
And at some point, yeah, I did get distracted, and I don't remember when that happened. We used to, if you remember,
Was it Arkham?
I think it was before.
Ben got really into Arkham for a bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I think Arkham definitely took it.
Tempted some people.
Yeah, not necessarily a bad way, but like just in terms of Lord of the Rings been out for a while, it's a new experience. I think Arkham learned a lot from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Very different games ultimately. So I'm excited to revisit this with fresh eyes and having come off of a year of playing through every active Arkham scenario that's not the current cycle.
And a ton of throwbacks.
And
I think this is way ahead of it. You know, way ahead of his time.
For 2011,
even now, I think it holds up pretty good.
Well, and amazingly, I look at this, and it doesn't look old to
It
me.
doesn't look old at all.
Like this looks like a modern game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna borrow this back.
And it's kind of funny. This was like Magali was probably just like a random artist at this point. It would
And now
later
she
become
does-
like one of the highest paid, probably, or the most successful artists in gaming.
Yeah, does a ton of the magic
that
artwork
there
at this
is.
point. Yeah, and
So
even
early
doing
discoveries.
We've been mentioning the Cosmere / Stormlight Archive book series. So she's actually the one doing the official art for that.
No way.
Big, nice pieces.
No
And
way.
also, there's I hate
You ever talk about that in our Discord on general chat? You ever
about Magali
spoil
doing the
some
art?
books or spoil some Cosmere?
People try to use the spoiler tags, but man, that general channel is basically the Cosmere.
I know. Somebody should do something about
Yeah,
that.
I know. Who could possibly solve this problem? But
Idiots.
the other thing, and I hate to even mention this because I don't want too many people realizing this, but there are these very limited edition Thrawn books
Oh, don't say it.
that are coming as the new books come out that have this stunning. You'll see it when you're at my house next. Stunning art of Thrawn on the cover. And
I never think I'd see stunning art of Thrawn.
It's also Magali. And it's just like, it reminds me of those like old school portraits you would paint of someone who's kind of just standing there,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, in like
sure.
his military
Yeah.
outfit. And it's unreal. So anyways, a lot of positive nostalgia for me with this game. I'm excited to revisit it with very modern eyes and just see how we feel about it. 'Cause
And a huge shout out to Caleb Grace, who has basically taken this one the whole way, as far as I know. Talking to Caleb about designing for Lord of the Rings was always an enlightening experience to me because he loves and understands Lord of the Rings so well. And I remember one of the interviews, I think he said that while he was, working on cards and designing stuff, he just has the books playing in the background, being read like audiobook.
yeah, that's awesome.
It's cool, and Caleb has done a phenomenal job caretaking this game through all of its random, ups and downs and various things, and it's just cool to see that. So hats off to Caleb there.
I love this comment from Jan coming through. It says, I see we have another stream at the end of which I'm going to be buying a game.
Yeah, well, we don't force it.
The tough part of this game, I will say this, is that it has the same issues that Arkham has, which is this extensive catalog of products that tell these massive stories that inevitably some pack along the way is very hard to get. And like the supply on this kind of stuff is, I wish they would do just
Like a
for
10-year
convenience.
anniversary product or something?
Can you imagine a 10-year anniversary? They could even be fancy about it. It's like
Just a big, beautiful
limited
collector's
edition.
box with all of the cards.
it's like $1,000.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole collection, and there's alt arts, and there's play mats, and there's a wooden box.
Full prints of some of these portraits.
And like I think I would think about it. Like I don't have my collection anymore because I was gonna say, if you remember back in the old day, we all shared a collection, and all of the scenario cards that we had in a community box for people to play against the scenarios, even if they didn't own them, in the store. And that is also part of why I think it fell apart, is that certain cards would go missing or certain things would get, and then eventually like none of us actually owns anything, and it's kind of this weird like,
what am I supposed to?
and who's got this card in their deck
it?
and that kind of thing.
Etc.
So anyways, so what we're going to be doing, just so you're aware, is setting up, which I haven't done for a scenario in a long time. I'm going to be reading the little booklet that comes in here, setting up the game, and we are very rusty at this game. I do have this
Help
handy
us.
dandy laminated thing Comstock gave me.
Help us.
It's not overly I think we'll get the hang of it. But if you see us doing anything wrong, please say something in chat. We'll be happy to read it and adjust. And if you've never seen this game, sit back, relax, and prepare to enjoy yourself.
We're
I
just
think
gonna
this will be
sink into
enjoyable.
this. We're not gonna take this to the edge, as it were. We're gonna be enjoying every second of it. Ian Schaefer, back in 2012, I walked into the Team Covenant store for the first time, and Zach sold me on the core set of this game. And then they rejoiced low because the rice was refreshed.
And then a near decade-old friendship would be formed.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And then we would go to Edmund Unplugged and play in a Destiny event, and Ian would later get into Flesh and Blood. And
Yeah, I've gone to Worlds with Ian. He's come to all our Destiny playtesting sessions.
It's like these games do things that make people like each
They
other.
put a hook in you, and then you can't ever go anywhere.
Then you're stuck. Then you're watching
Danny,
Captain
good
America
night. We're
movies.
playing, that's right, the Hunt for the Dreadnought scenario, and I'm about to read the setup, which will be less exciting than you might expect. But I do like this opening sentence here. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Embark on the high seas, or on a high seas adventure in the Hunt for the Dreadnought, a unique scenario for the Lord of the Rings, the card game.
Okay.
Rumors abound that the pillaging corsairs of Umbar have constructed the colossal Dreadnought, and it's up to the heroes to find and sink the powerful warship. This scenario can be played in one of two ways: with a single group of 1 to 4 players,
That's you and me.
or with any number of players split into multiple groups in epic multiplayer mode. See page
Oh, they
6.
started doing a lot of that. Yeah, that's cool. Also, is this essentially just the Death Star? Enemies build a big, powerful thing that has to have some kind of weakness. Heroes, I got to go destroy it.
I mean,
I guess that's most things.
the bad guys always need to have the giant MacGuffin weapon.
I think I figured out the plot of all movies.
Solved it. Difficulty modes. The Hunt for the Dreadnought has 3 difficulty modes: easy, standard, and hard. When playing the scenario, choose which difficulty mode to play, find its corresponding setup card, and as denoted by the card's title, and remove the other 2 setup cards from the game. Rules, so we're going to have to figure
Do
that
I
out.
need to do these things that you're saying?
Not yet.
I'm getting distracted because Cooperative Lcg is on the chat here. This is Chad. My first episode on Cooperative Lcg was the episode Robert was on to promote these tokens that we have here that
Nice.
are long discontinued.
Which we will be using, and no, they're not available. We're not making them. Not really
Wood
feasible
got
for us to
weird,
do
man.
it. But
Also, no,
Yeah.
yeah, they just weren't selling.
adventure
It
tokens,
has
is
something to do with it.
that what they were called?
They were called adventure tokens.
Yeah.
What did you marketing genius thought that up?
Just right there on the nose. Rules and terms. So things to know, even though we kind of need to relearn the game. Ships. There are 2 kinds of ship cards: ship enemies and ship objectives, as denoted by the card's type. Both ship enemies and ship objectives count as ships,
Okay.
but have different rules
Answer
associated
each.
with them. Ship
Yeah.
enemies. Ship enemies function in the same way as enemies and are considered to be enemies for all purposes, with the following exceptions. Attacks made by ship enemies can only be defended by ship objectives.
Okay, so ship on ship combat, you can't stand in the way of that.
Non-ship characters may not defend against a ship enemy.
Right.
If an attack made by a ship enemy is undefended, damage from that attack must be assigned to a ship objective you control instead of to a hero.
Okay.
Ship objectives. This scenario includes 6 unique ship objectives and 4 copies of a non-unique ship objective. Ship objectives are encounter cards, not player cards, which function the same way as objective allies and are considered to be allies and characters for all purposes, with the following exceptions. Ship objectives can only attack ship enemies. Non-ship enemies may not be attacked by a ship objective.
I'm beginning to see the pattern.
Ship objectives can only defend against attacks made by ship enemies. Ship objectives may not defend against attacks made by non-ship enemies. So ships versus ships.
Right, so
Yeah.
ships versus ships.
And there are ships inside the encounter deck that are good for us, and some ships that are not bad or not good. Preparing your fleet.
Okay.
This scenario's setup card instructs the players to prepare their fleet.
All right, we're playing standard mode, right?
I think we should play standard.
All right,
yeah.
play standard. There's a standard, an easy, and a hard. And this would later be utilized, of course, in Arkham. Now, this is fairly recent, right? It's 2020, so
This is new.
This is new.
Yeah.
Learned from Arkham, maybe.
All right, so we're doing standard. This scenario says,
Players prepare their fleet. Okay, how do we do
to
that?
prepare the fleet, each player chooses and takes control of one of the 6 unique ship objectives.
Okay.
Basic side, face up.
Okay, so we've got 6 ships here, and it's already exciting.
So I'm going to not read it. I'm just going to look at the art.
Well, that's foolish.
I
Let me read it and see if
Okay.
it's worth reading. If any of these are worth reading. Yeah, so you're gonna want one that's synergistic with your deck because they all have different things.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a
You
second.
don't want to nerf the world on this.
Okay. To prepare the feat, each player chooses and takes control of one. Each ship objective that is not used, including the 4 copies of Gondorian warship, is then set aside. The Corsair deck. The Corsair deck is a separate deck made up of only non-ship enemies and represents the pirates and raiders players may encounter on Corsair ships. This is going to be great.
It's great, man. I'm already here. Let's go. Let's leave. I've had what I need.
This scenario's
Done.
setup card instructs the players to prepare the Corsair deck. This is done by removing the 13 non-ship, non-unique Corsair enemies from the encounter deck.
Okay, non-ship, non-unique.
There's this deck as well.
Ship. Non-Corsair?
So
Non-unique.
13 non-ship,
Okay.
non-ship, non-unique Corsair enemies.
So unique is a logic gate and ship is a logic
So they're all
gate.
going to have Corsair that you want.
Corsair.
So you're looking for the pirates
1,
and
2,
yeah, there you
3,
go.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 cards, that's correct, yeah?
That is the number, yep.
Okay, pirates ahoy.
Placing them in a separate face-down pile and shuffling it. So you can shuffle and set it aside.
All right, so we have a pirate deck and we have some ships set aside. Let's pick our ships. Pick our ships. Take a break from the rules.
Okay.
Pick our ships.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read my characters.
Yeah.
So we can get an idea for it.
Yeah, let me roll down to the...
So let's start. I have
ships coming over my face.
Arwen, Undomil. She is 9. I think that's threat is the stat. Each character contributes to your starting. I have this little dial over here. If you get to 50, you're out.
Threat out. Is everybody lose or just you lose?
I think everyone loses.
Is that right?
Yeah. So she has 9. All my characters have 9. Then you have a couple stats. She has 3 quest, I believe is what it's called. Which is what you contribute to the adventure. Then her attack, of course, with the axes there. And then the shield, which is her defense. She has a total amount of health. That 3. That's the
always
next
low. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very much. Then on the bottom left is her basically realm resource type. And the blue is spirit. The red sword is tactics. So she's spirit. She is Noldor and Noble traded. Action, discard a card from your hand to add a resource to a Noldor hero's resource pool. So she can discard a card to get a resource. Or to Aragorn's resource pool, limit once per round.
Boom, right here.
You have Aragorn.
I have Aragorn, so we can hang out with each other.
Yeah, so you want to go ahead and tell me about Aragorn for a second?
Well, the important thing is Aragorn is a 5 health, a 2/3/2, big, tough thing. Been in the game forever.
Yeah, that's core set.
This card is from 2010.
That's the core set.
Copyright 2010, and it's still as relevant as ever because it's always so good. Aragorn
You remember
is the best.
I actually still have it. There's a promo version of him with like the flaming brand.
Yes,
it's like
I do
a full
remember
bleed,
that.
and it's like from the Nazgul perspective, so it's like kind of warped.
Yeah. Where is it?
So weirdly, I have a deck box at home that has the deck I had at the very end, which is this awesome deck I still love, and then like the 50 short stack cards that I was considering for my deck.
Cool.
But that's literally the only Lord of the Rings card that I have.
That. But Aragorn has an ability to Sentinel, so I think that means I can block for anybody, if I remember that correctly. And then after Aragorn commits to a quest, spend 1 resource from his resource pool to ready him. So if you discard a card to give me a resource, I can then stand Aragorn after he commits to a quest,
so you can
which is
both
kind of
quest
what we're looking to do here.
And fight, yeah.
That's right.
And these decks particularly, Ben built them, and huge shout out to him for doing that. But he built them to be very synergistic with each other. So that'll be fun. I'm excited for that. Because sometimes you can build it and it's like, I'm going to be really good at questing, you're going to be really good at fighting, and then we just do our thing.
Yeah, this is just synergy. It's tied up like an old Christmas goose.
Yeah, so going down the synergy train, I also have Legolas, my other spirit hero. And he also is 9 threat. He only quests for 1, but he attacks for 3. So he's the opposite stats of Arwen in that way. Only got 1 defense, so he's a fighter, not a blocker. 4 health. He's ranged, so he can attack enemies when he's not engaged with them.
In the threat area, can't he? Is that what that means?
Downtown,
I can't remember. Is that
So you actually have to engage enemies from here. Otherwise, they get assigned randomly to people.
Right.
I also think it means I can attack your enemies, but check and correct me on that. Response, after Legolas commits to a quest, he's not that good at it, but if he commits to a quest, discard a card from your hand to ready another hero. If that hero is Gimli, he gets +1 questing until the end of the phase, limit once per phase.
So basically, Gimli quests for 2, then you use the Legolas ability, discard a card, he's now questing for 3, and he stands up?
So if I quest with Legolas, you're going to get +1.
To my questies.
And you're going to ready. So you've already quested, and now you're prepared to fight.
So so I quest with these 2 things, and then you Arwen me up here, and then you Legolas me up here.
Yeah.
So we're all right. We've already broke the game.
That's right.
How can anyone
What's
compete with
your
this?
Gimli do? This is the leadership Gimli.
Gimli is 11 threat, 2/2/2 down the stat line, 5 health because dwarves, of course. Sentinel, and after Gimli is declared as a defender, spend 1 resource from his pool to ready another hero. If that hero is Legolas, he gets +1 attack until the end of the phase.
So picture this. By the way, range is another engaged enemy, so I can attack your enemies.
Okay,
with range.
cool. There is a mechanic where you can attack to the middle, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
I
It's
think
like a
so.
charge or a mounted thing.
Maybe. So let's say you commit to the quest, right? So you commit your 2. I commit Legolas for 1, and it gives you +1, and you stand. So now you're standing.
I'm standing, but I'm still committed.
Yeah. So then we get to the fighty phase. You block, and then you trigger. What happens when you block? Now you stand me, and I'm better at fighting. So these two together are just like insane, which I love.
Dwarves and elves.
Yeah. And then my final character is Tactics Eowyn, who again, just every time I know it's Magali when I see it. Just the way the lighting's happening is great.
Yeah.
So she's phenomenal. She has a 4 quest, 1 attack, 1 defense. So she's really good at questing, 3 help. Setup, reduce your threat by 3. I'm going to go ahead and go down to 24. That's my magic number too. Action, raise your threat by 3 to ready Eowyn. She gets +9 attack until the end of phase.
Are you serious?
Limit once per game for the group. So I can do that once.
That's crazy.
But also, check this out.
What a hero.
Ben made sure I understood this about how this works. Because a lot of times you boost stats after a hero's taken an action. So if she attacks for 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you take this action, she actually readies and is at 10 for that attack. The first attack that she made.
She readies? Why does she ready?
That's
it
her
says
ability.
ready.
Yeah. So the turn she uses this, she actually gets 2 10 damage attacks.
Because she's already declared the attack,
Yeah.
then you stand her. Yeah,
Then
because
she
you
can
can
attack
stand things
again.
in the middle of
Yeah.
what they did to,
That's right.
Neil, or knelt to do, rather.
That's
fantastic. Okay, I love that. And then over on my side, the final, we have Barivore here. Dunadan Ranger. I love the Rangers. 2/2/2 down the line. I like all those balanced stats. 4 health. Exhaust, choose a player. They draw 2 cards. So if you're going to be powering discard abilities, I think I'm going to give you those card draws so you can stand me up and we can have a party.
Yeah, and a lot of times
We play games.
The deck is going to reflect what these things are good at, right? So Tactics is good at fighting, Spirit is good at questing, and the resource type. So it's kind of an interesting mechanic because we have these beautiful resource tokens. So start of every round, everyone gets 1 resource, and the resource that it provides matches whatever type it is. So to play a Spirit card that costs 2, you'd have to have 2 Spirit resources, which would be these 2.
Yeah.
But to play a 2-cost Tactics card, I would actually have to have 2 Tactics resources to be able to do
That's
that.
right. It's one of the things I actually dug about the game.
So knowing what we know about our characters,
Let's look at the
look at the
ships. Also, apparently it's pronounced Eowyn.
Eowyn instead of Eowyn. I remember having that conversation with the Middle Earth CCG.
Potato.
I'm from Oklahoma.
Actually, Tolkien may have actually done a pronunciation. That seems like something that he would have done. Like
But he's also, no, he definitely did.
pronunciation.
He's also British.
Yeah, so all bets are off.
You know, English and American English are 2 very different things.
Let's see. Twilight's Call. Basic.
This is important. What's it do?
The first card you play each round does not require a resource match, so you can spend it off of anything.
Interesting.
And then it's an action to play an ally or attachment from your hand once per round. At any point in the game. Not only during your marshalling phase or whatever.
Let me see how many allies are in my
during
deck.
the fighty play
I'm just going to scan through. Some of these cards are old. Look at this, dude. Hands Upon the Bow. That's a card I've seen forever.
It's pronounced bow.
We have a comedian, ladies and gentlemen. Not many allies in this year's stack. Okay, here we go. They're at the end.
Allies, attachments. I got tons. Literal
13,
tons.
which is a lot.
Oh, I've got a tremendous amount, way more than that.
Okay,
I'm already at probably 90% of the deck so far as attachments.
We'll
and
put
allies.
that in your. This is that card right there.
Yeah, I just need to run that.
Well, we'll put it in the short stack.
Okay,
so we'll keep reading and we'll divide these out. So tell me what the next one does.
This is the Swan ship of Dolem.
Hey, wait a second. Look at this. Dolem. That's where Prince Imrahil's from. That's what I think we did this exclusive subscriber token.
Oh yeah, the Swan ship.
The Swan ship. And it's literally, I think,
it's the Swan crest there. The Swan ship of Dolem. Huh. Immune to player card effects, of course. Sentinel. I think they all have that. Some of them are ranged and Sentinel. That's interesting. Add 1 resource to each of your hero's resource pools during setup. Oh. Spend 2 resources to ready a character.
What?
Once per round.
So.
Wait a minute. Does that ready Eowyn to attack a 3rd time?
Oh, yeah. That's interesting for me.
Yeah, that's interesting for you.
Let's put the Swan ship here.
Silent Mist. Your starting hand size is 8 cards.
I guess either of us could trigger that, technically.
That's true.
But it's definitely interesting. Okay, go ahead.
Lower health ship. Your starting hand size is 8. Play an event from your hand with a cost of 3 or more, reducing its cost by 1 as an action. And there is no limit seemingly on that unless there's a standard limit. This says limit once per round. That does not.
Let's see how many
So events,
one cost events that I have.
Cost of 3 or more is what you're looking for.
Oh, 3 or more.
Events with the cost of 3 or more are -1, basically.
There's
I
one.
don't have hardly any of those, I don't think.
I have one.
Yeah, I have not.
Yeah, that shipped out of here.
Out of here. Silent
But you
Mist to be
know,
gone.
someone will build a deck for this scenario with that card.
Of course, and it'd be extremely fun. Then we got Golden Wing. There are stat lines here, but they're not different enough to matter. It is ranged in Sentinel. Each hero you control gets +1 hit point. And set up reduce your threat by 3. Choose a hero you control until the end of the game. It gains ranged.
That's interesting.
I'll tell you what, Gimli with range is pretty fascinating.
Yeah. On the right turn, Eowyn with range is also fascinating.
Oh, that is true.
I feel like it's worth noting too. You have the beefier team.
Yeah.
The better defense stat, the bigger health stat.
I do have the beef.
So you're probably going to be optionally taking the enemies when you can.
Yeah, and I've got 2 Sentinels.
So me having range is probably useful.
That's true.
And
you've got it on Legolas already, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to put it in the short stack.
Pride of Lebanon. It is each hero you control gets +1 defense. Wow. When you draw your starting hand, draw 5 additional cards, then shuffle 5 back into your deck. You cannot take a mulligan. I don't know what the mulligan is, but I assume it's not as good as that, obviously.
Wow.
Draw 10 and then shuffle 5 in is nice.
You at +1 defense is really interesting.
That seems good, because like I've got 2 Sentinels at 2 defense. Going to 3 seems pretty strong.
Yeah, I think that's in your short stack.
Right, let's take a short stack. And then finally, Ethiliant. Oh, this is Swanee. That's a literal swan.
That looks a lot like that ship that we have.
Yeah, that's the token, isn't it? Okay, immune to player card effects are Sentinel. Each hero you control gets +1 to their questing stat. Choose a hero you control until the end of the game. That hero gains the printed traits of another hero you control. This is too complicated. Let's not worry about traits. See, we already made the call.
The thing about that, though, is +1 questing across the board. All of my characters are phenomenal at questing.
Yeah, so we don't need it. It's redundant. Look, we already got 2 great options.
All right. I'm going to go with it. But that's probably the best ship.
You think so?
+1 questing. That's +3 around. That's crazy.
It's only 13 health. That's the problem, We could just lose real quick, and you don't want that. Somebody made a trait manipulation deck and all sorts of weird stuff happening. Now Elf's a Hobbit and Cats are marrying dogs. The whole thing's going crazy, so.
Man, I don't know.
I like Twilight's Call myself.
What's it do?
Call me old-fashioned. You get to ignore a resource match on the first card, so that gets you out of some tough spots. And then you can take an action once per round to play an ally or attachment from your hand.
Surprise.
So surprise stuff. Yeah. I just think that's going to be universally easier for me to do and appreciate. So
yeah.
That also has some Swan stuff to it. I see what's going on.
So I'm basically choosing between +1 health and ranged on a character and ranged on the ship. Or Sentinel on the ship, an extra resource for each character, and then the ability to spend 2 and ready something.
I think we know what you're going to choose.
The ready one?
Yeah.
So I'm choosing the Swan ship of Dol Amra. Plus, I love Prince Imrahil.
And I'll be choosing Twilight's Call. And unfortunately, we are sailing at different times of the day, given the art of the ships.
Perhaps I'm leading the sailing during the day and you're leading in the evening. So
there we go.
There's the perfect match.
I like that.
Back to the rules. Ready for this?
Yeah.
The enemies in the Corsair deck are only revealed through the encounter card effects. So that little deck that you made.
This one.
Yeah. They'll come out.
Okay, we'll put it up here.
When they tell us. Such as the boarding keyword. And there was a keywords thing in a second. The Corsair deck has its own discard pile. So that gets its own discard pile. Whenever a non-ship Corsair enemy would be placed in the discard pile, place it in the Corsair discard pile instead. When the Corsair deck runs out of cards, immediately shuffle the Corsair discard pile into the Corsair deck. So it's its own little pile. And when it runs out, we're going to reshuffle.
Okay, easy.
Global values. I wish we had some of those. Global values are calculated based on the total number of participating players among all groups at the start of the event. The Searching the High Seas Quest Stage 1B and the Large Dreadnought enemy have global values. The global quest point value for Stage 1B is 8 per player among all groups, so kind of like Arkham. We'll know once we get there. The Dreadnought enemy has a global hit point value of 15 per player among all groups, so it's going to have 30. Etc. etc. Immune to player card effects. Cards with the text immune to player card effects ignore the effects of all player cards. Additionally, cards that are immune to player card effects cannot be chosen as targets of player card effects. Per player, the symbol here, the little chess piece looking thing.
I've never seen that before. What does that mean?
It's the Arkham thing. You got it. Keywords, Archery X.
Okay. I'm going to guess what, indirect damage?
While a card with Archery X is in play, players must deal damage to character cards in play equal to the specified archery value at the beginning of each combat phase. This damage can be dealt to characters under any player's control, and it can be divided among the players as they see fit. If there's disagreement as to where to assign the archery damage, that'll never happen. Ever. Boarding X. Boarding is a keyword that appears on many ship enemies. After a ship enemy with the boarding keyword engages a player from the staging area, reveal the top X cards from the Corsair deck and put the revealed enemies into play. Engage with that player.
Okay, so if you get boarded because the thing engages you, you deal that many pirates to yourself.
Boarding 2, you get 2 enemies, etc. The boarding keyword does not resolve if that enemy engages a player from another player's play area or from the encounter deck or discard pile.
Okay.
So
has to be from the staging area explicitly.
Yes. Massive, an enemy with a massive keyword cannot leave the staging area. It is considered to be engaged with all players and attacks each player in turn during the combat phase.
Okay.
Kind of like a massive enemy.
Now, hold on a second. Now, I remember something in Lord of the Rings. An enemy engaging you from the threat area is whenever it happens because you didn't engage it. Right? If I engage something, it did not engage me.
Right.
That's correct?
I think so.
Okay, verify that. Fact check that out there in the chat if you would.
Optionally choosing to engage them is better for you typically.
Yeah.
Than when it happens organically.
So you can jump their ship rather than wait for them to board you.
Pillage X. Pillage is a keyword that appears on some enemies. After an enemy with Pillage X attacks a player, that player discards the top X cards of their deck.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones.
Epic multiplayer mode, skip. Contracts. This product includes one player card, the contract titled A Perilous Voyage, card number 47.
Okay, do I need it?
This card may be used for constructing decks for the Lord of the Rings card game. Contracts count as player cards, but they are never included in a player's deck and do not count towards a player's minimum deck size. Instead, each player may choose one contract to put into play along with their heroes at the beginning of the game with its A side face up. I think I have some of those. So I have like, what's this, Rally the West?
Oh my gosh. Your minimum deck size is 100 cards. Your threat cannot be reduced by player card effects. Exhaust this card, raise your threat by 1, look at the top 2, draw 1, place the other on the bottom. When you will be eliminated, flip this card over instead. Here's your control and exhaust to quest. When this card is flipped, reduce your threat by 10, and then you become awesome. You can quest for free until you... This is just crazy. They went some places.
By the way, engaging optionally or not counts as engaging either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I knew it was one way or the other, you know? You're either wrong or right.
And that's the end of these rules.
Okay.
So we hopefully we'll follow this standard card thing. Players prepare their fleet. So we prepared our fleet. Prepare the Corsair deck. We did that.
Yeah, and I'm doing it better now.
And then it says set aside all 7 unique enemies, including the Dreadnought.
Okay, doing it.
Do you have the unique enemies somewhere?
Yeah, I do. Here's a Corsair deck. Keep that secret. Keep it safe. Unique enemies. Hydraken, Ophidian, Varjax, Descendant of Castamere, Captain of the Haven, Commander of the Dreadnought. Watch out. We got a cast ready for action.
And if someone could tell me how cards like Rally the West work?
They're just like agendas, aren't they?
I don't know.
It doesn't say contract on it.
No. Shuffle the encounter deck and discards shuffle the encounter deck, so the rest of the cards.
Okay, done. So I've got some skiffs.
These are in the deck?
Yeah, these apparently are in the deck. These were not unique, and they were not the other thing they weren't supposed to be. Ships.
Okay.
No, wait, they are ships.
Yeah,
yes. They're ships, and they're not unique. Are these right?
Take a look. So we got the enemy deck.
And what's in the enemy deck?
Just 13 enemies that have the Corsair keyword that are not ships.
That's right.
Everything else gets shuffled in.
All right, and then we took the uniques out, and then we got a bunch of ships.
Okay, so they're in my deck, and I can optionally play them. So I'm going to go and shuffle.
Didn't see these, huh?
Never sleeve the scenarios.
Cardboard.
With specific quantities of ink in the right places.
I've got ink in low.
And so after you shuffle that, you're going to discard cards from the top until 2 locations are discarded. 3 instead of there are 3 or more players. Add those locations to the staging area. So we're looking for 2 locations from the top of the deck.
Okay, coming at you. All right, so I've got to back my stuff up. We're going to put allies out front and everything, kind of like when we're playing Arkham or whatever, our add-ons go up top.
I feel like we used to do allies behind and enemies in the front.
I did used to do that, yes. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah.
We'll see how much space that we have.
We can zoom out too if we need to. We got a lot up top there.
I'm going to put my dashboard here so that it's easily readable by those following us at home.
Okay, well, I like that, Zach. Yeah, very nice. I'll put mine right here.
Big brain time.
So that it's impossible to read. There we go. Look at that. Everybody like that? Is that what you want? Okay, here we go. It's 33. Okay.
So
here comes discarding. There's a treachery card, a treachery
locations.
card, a treachery card, a treachery card, a location.
Okay.
The Wicked Cove. Treachery card, treachery card, treachery card. Ship enemy. Location, the Mouths of Anduin.
Okay.
He's got back in.
This say discarded.
What?
I mean, it's fine. It'll shuffle if it needs to. Flip this card over and place it next to the quest deck. Quest action. Deal 10 damage to a non-unique enemy engaged with a player in any group. Reveal the top card of the encounter deck. Group limit once per game. So once per game, we can deal 10 to a non-unique enemy. But then we get an extra encounter card.
Yeah, I bet that's worth it.
If a player controls no ship objective, that player is eliminated from the game. So don't lose your ship, is the moral of that story.
Okay, I won't do that.
Wicked Cove. It has 2 threat. That stat up on the top left, and I am going to have to remember how to do this. It needs 4.
You got 4 questies to get through it,
to
right?
get it gone. Each location in the staging area is immune to player card effects.
Okay, easy. And this is the Surgy, the little shadow keyword. If you reveal it on the flip, it does something different.
Yep, the effect on the bottom.
Yeah.
Then Mouths of the Anduin, or Mouths of Anduin, 2 threat, needs 5 quests to get out of here. While Mouths of Anduin is in the stage clear, we just call it clearing it.
Yeah.
Is in the staging area, it gains forced after a when revealed effect is canceled to reveal the top card of the encounter deck. So as long as this is in play, locations are immune to our cards.
All right, I don't need that.
When this is in play, if we cancel an event or a treachery card, we get another one.
Okay, so don't do it. And now when we quest, we combine to make a number.
Yep.
And then we reveal stuff, and then we add up all the bad and we compare it to the good, and that's our positive quest value. And then can we apply that? We decide if we want to bust it out of locations or if we want it to go to the main scheme?
Sort of. There's basically this brick of locations out here. We're not at any of them.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the traveling to locations thing. That was the most confusing thing ever for me.
We can basically be at a location, one location.
Yeah,
so
there's
a phase where we can actually make one of these active. And so I believe the quest tokens go here first.
And then they spill over.
Yeah.
That's right. So we can plow through one of the things if we want to travel.
Yeah, but you can only get rid of so many of these a turn. So I'll walk you down the turn structure.
Okay, walk it through.
First phase is the resource phase. Each player adds 1 resource to each of their heroes in play and draws a card. So I'm going to go ahead and load a resource on.
I'm doing it right now as well.
And then my setup ability is add a resource to each of my characters. And then, so you basically do that, and then there's a chance for player actions. Phase 2, planning.
Oh, we draw a card.
You would draw a card, yeah. So we need to go through the mulligan and all that in a second. The planning phase. The first player may play ally and attachment cards. Next, the next player may play ally and attachment cards. And we have that first player token, which is that.
So only allies and attachments. Look at this. This is one of my favorite tokens ever. Jonathan sketched all of these on paper, and then we converted them to wood. Yeah.
I still have the original sketch for that Swan ship, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've got some of the OGs on this one, I think.
Then there's, so you would go first, then I would go. Then
we play the permanent things.
And you can do any player actions throughout that you want. If it says bold action.
Okay.
Phase 3 is the quest phase. Players commit characters to a quest. So you exhaust and add their, like this Eowyn would commit 4, right? And we total up and we have some number. And I have some dice over here to track that. It's really handy. Then you reveal 1 card per player from the encounter deck. So you reveal it and it comes into play or it resolves or whatever. After that happens, players can take actions.
This is a handy chart, man.
Then you resolve questing. So your total willpower.
is what it
versus
is.
the total threat. So like each of these locations out here adds their threat value.
Yeah, as
to
Nick Kimmel
the
said,
total.
the location and the staging are places where enemies might be like doing shady stuff.
Yeah.
So we gotta watch out for that.
So we resolve will versus threat. If we're over, then we get to put progress tokens on the active location.
It's like coming back like a swarm.
And so like if 4 was on this Wicked Cove, it would clear. Any extra would actually go towards the main adventure path, which we'll get back to in a second. That'll be important. That's like a setup card. And then if we're under, we actually increase our threat by the difference. So if we miss by 3, both of our threats go up by 3.
Yeah, and you don't miss is the key.
Then you have the travel phase. Players may travel to one location if there's not currently an active location. So we can pull one from the middle and go there. Then we go to the encounter phase.
Question, the location we travel to, does it add its threat or is it no longer in the staging area?
I think the active location doesn't add its threat.
I think it doesn't either, yeah.
But if we're wrong.
Somebody said that on the chat, I think.
Encounter phase, step 1, player engagement. Each player may optionally engage one enemy. So the enemies that get revealed during that phase, we can choose to engage them, 1 each. Then we can take player action. Step 2, engagement checks. Enemies engage players starting with the first player.
Yeah, that's right.
Highest engagement cost, but equal to or lower than your threat to the next player. So my threat right now is 24. If an enemy is greater than that on their threats number, which we'll see in a minute, it cannot optionally engage me.
Yeah, it doesn't know you're there.
Right.
You get a little, that is not threatening.
And so we basically start with the first player, and you get the highest threat enemy you can engage, and then it goes to me, and you go back and forth until all the enemies are engaged. Or is it only 1 per? I think it's back and forth until all the enemies are out.
Because I remember a situation where the secrecy player got none, and I got like 7 enemies. Yeah.
Then you get player actions again. Then you get to the combat phase. Deal 1 shadow card to each enemy that go to the enemies. Yeah.
Like this. You know,
and they have the shadow effect. Then we get player actions before anything resolves. Then we have the defense phase. The first player resolves attacks made by enemies engaged with them. Declare the attacking enemy, so you choose one of the enemies. You get player actions. Exhaust anyone that's defending against it. Then you get player actions. Then resolve the shadow effect, so it's flipping the card and resolving that. Player actions. Determine the damage. So
Do we get player actions after this?
Yeah, you get player actions.
Okay.
Yeah. Next player resolves attacks made by enemies engaged with him or her, etc. Player actions, etc. Then after the defense phase, we get to actually attack. First player resolves attacks against enemies engaged with them.
Do we get any player actions?
You declare an enemy to attack. Player actions. You exhaust the attackers. Player action. You determine the combat damage. Player actions. Next player resolves attacks against enemies engaged with them, etc., etc. Refresh phase. Each player refreshes all the cards they control. Ready? Raise your threat by 1. So you only have so many rounds. First player token passes to the next player. We get player actions. Then we go back to the resource phase. We're off to the races. We're sailing out to the sunset.
And after the resource phase, do we get player actions?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's what I was worried about. Glenn Sayward here saying the right thing. The fact this game looks so stunning on the table when set up is a testament to the high-quality graphic art design and art direction decided by those involved in the project over at Fantasy Flight Games. Stunning.
Yeah.
A lot of great work done on
their
this. And I believe Andrew may have been doing art direction. He was the art guy at this point before he became head of studio. He may have had a lot to do with this game.
I think he unquestionably was the art guy.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. You love
As is
Sam.
probably everybody who touched this game, I would say.
Yeah.
Again, hats off to Caleb. I know MJ did some stuff
Yeah, I
on
mean,
this one
you
too.
look back here. Expansion design,
Does
Jeremy's
Nate got his
see.
tendrils in this one?
Who else is on?
Like the core design, I imagine that Nate was involved. Mr. French.
John France, Nate French, executive game designer, playtesters. Chris Gerber, head of studio.
Executive game design, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Executive game designer. I'm an executive. Executive of what? Marketing or game design?
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
Welcome
So
to Essen.
now we have these cards, which will start on Classic. 1A, Searching the High Seas. Ooh, just some nice flavor. The vicious corsairs of Umbar have been pillaging the Gondorian coastline for months, and rumors are swirling that they built the most devastating and gigantic ship ever known, the Dreadnought. Many are suspicious of such extraordinary reports, but if true, the massive enemy is unlike any you've faced before. It will take an equally colossal effort to take down such a potent foe.
What about a few X-Wings instead?
That might do it, and some widely pilots. Maybe a YT-1300 thrown in there for good measure, and a moving carpet. No others can bear such a difficult task. So it's up to the heroes to assemble a formidable fleet and then scour the seas for the mighty warship.
Okay.
Cool idea. 1B, Searching the High Seas. It's got this, asterisk. So this stage has a global quest point value of 8 per player among all groups. So it's 16.
16.
We have to get 16 of those leaves over on this. No more than 5 progress per player can be placed on this stage every round. The players can only advance at the end of the quest phase. So we get 16 on this.
5 every round. So you don't want to overshoot our questing either, because it doesn't do us much good.
It doesn't do us much good.
Round.
In some scenarios, it was kind of bad because you basically had a target that you were going to, and if you go too far, you would advance, and you don't want to advance yet. It's not like Arkham where you're like, okay, we choose to advance the act most of the time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we overshot it. We're advancing.
Now we're going to Mordor. It's
going bad. This is horrible.
We just got out of the Shire.
Okay, so then the other thing that I will watch some dice over here.
Death Moon 2 says, I recently went back to this game after playing a bunch of Marvel Champions. You'll feel very weird playing it. There's so many familiar mechanics, but at the same time, they're very different. Yeah, this is the grandfather. I mean, this is the engine that sparked both of those cooperative games after the fact. Everything was learned, borrowed, and changed as you go into Arkham and then go into Marvel Champions. So this is the generator of cooperative living card games.
You ready to do this?
Yeah.
I do believe it's a 5-card hand.
Well, I mean, that's a good number.
That seems familiar. So I'm going to draw 5, and if I'm wrong, the chat will correct me. And then I want to say the mulligan rule was shuffle your hand back in, either draw 5 or draw 1 less.
I don't think they'd use that magic mulligan, would they?
6.
Knowing
6
FFG,
hands.
you probably shuffle it in and try one more time.
Six-card hand.
These are Dragon Shields.
These are not.
No. I cannot stand those sleeves. I'll just get that on the record. They look nice, but it's like literally it's like a giant piece of parchment coming up over the top of the card. It feels very awkward. What are you looking at my board for? Get away from my board.
I have cards that would help you.
Mulligan, shuffle them all in and redraw. Oh, I get it. It's a game of teamwork. Is that right?
Is it what?
Is it a game of teamwork, if I remember correctly?
I hear that's how you make the dream work.
Oh, well, here we go. Wow. Wow. Wait. There's so much synergy.
Wow. Wow. Wowie.
Mommy, wow. This is crazy.
I'm gonna mulligan. I have 6 resources, and I need to do more with it. Oh, did you get the Steward of Gondor?
I did, yeah, it's broken,
that's
right? I remember this being bustedly good. Didn't we ban it at some point?
It's really good on Aragorn, because he gets all the resources, and he readies, and he gets to go twice around, basically.
Yeah, but also a card that pays itself off the first time you play it, and then is nothing but 2 profit for the rest of the game is unbelievable.
I remember this. So, Ben was saying there's someone interesting to put it on, and they were saying put it on Gimli for some reason. And does it give the Gondor trait?
Yeah, it does.
So that's really good.
And then he can play Gondorian things?
He can get Gondorian attachments, and then he gets really wild.
Okay.
Because, yeah. That's the classic. That's the card. If you see it, you don't mulligan, because it's just that good.
Okay. Should I put the Days Rising on Aragorn there?
I don't even know what that does. But sure. Yeah, I have a lot of attachments that I can only put on Gondorian characters. What? Okay.
Should I look at my... And Doomed means I took my threat tracker up, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Eric asked me, we didn't build decks at all. These are decks from our friend Ben, who's letting us borrow them. Yeah, what is this ship doing? Is this like an ally, essentially? Ally spot here. All right, let's run it down. What do we got? Okay, do we start the first turn? Do we draw?
Okay. So each player adds a resource to each of their heroes, which we've already done. Then you draw a card, yes. Planning phase. You're the first player. You can play allies and attachments. Doomed is every player, by the way. Not just you.
Oh, cool. Okay, am I the first player?
Mm-hmm.
I am, okay. So the first card...
By the way, if you really need a resource, it's possible for me to give that to you.
All right, so the first card, because of this ship, ignores resource match. So I'm going to pay 2 to put Steward of Gondor on Gimli. I think that's important.
Yep. And then you can pump.
I'm going to exhaust it to add 2. Can I do that?
Yeah. Those are... You got to get those diamond hands.
Triple diamond. Then, Gimli.
I'm kind of really happy to be playing this.
Yeah, well, is that why we're here ultimately? I've got a 1 cost, a 1 cost, and a 1 cost. I'm going to play all of them with these 3 monies. No, wait, I need to hold them to pay, right? I got to pay money to do this stuff.
Well, if you really need money, I might know someone who can give you one.
Well, no, hold on. I just need to do this differently. I'll put this on him.
Spin those 2.
Spin those 2, just to make sure I can spread it around.
So what do these do?
So the Days Rising, attached hero defends against an attack, takes no damage, they get a money.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's got to go on either Aragorn or Gimli.
Well, I think Aragorn's your blocker.
Is he? Isn't Gimli my blocker?
I think he's your backup blocker.
Okay.
One of them is going to be your attacker, though, right? Like that Valiant Sword is an example.
Yeah, Valiant Sword attached to a noble, and so that's only Aragorn.
So he might have
No, Gimli's a noble. Gimli's the attacker.
There you go.
No, after Gimli's declared as a defender, you spin to ready him. Legolas gets +1.
Okay.
Which is you.
So Aragorn's your swinger.
So Aragorn is swinging. We were swinging. And I can play...
Andre, glad to hear it. Saying, Zach, we're happy too.
All right, let's just... I'm not going to get too fancy. Now, are you going to give me a money? I don't need it, but I just play some stuff if you want.
I'm happy to give you money.
Okay, if you're happy to do it, I'm happy to
Check this out. I'm going to discard this Elven Light.
Can you do that yet, or do you...
It's an action. I can do it right now.
Do you do any...
Discard a card from my hand, add a resource to a Noldor hero's resource for or Aragorn. Limit once per round.
I just give him my money then.
Yeah. So I'm going to discard Elven Light. Check this out. It's an event. Elven Light can only be played from your discard pile. So I can only play this if I do this. Return it to my hand. Cost me 1. Draw a card.
Cool.
So I have a card that I can get back every round that I can use to power this.
It's built. Do you need 2 cards in exchange for that? You want some cards?
Sure.
All right, take 2. Barivor. A good trade. Then we're going to put a Valiant Sword on Aragorn.
Of course you play the sword there.
Yeah, he's valiant. And then we're going to pay 1 to put the Days Rising on Gimli. And then I'm going to hold 1 money.
Okay.
To make the dream work, yeah. No, I'm not going to do the Days Rising. I'm going to do the Hauberk of Mail instead.
Who's your blocker?
Gimli is my blocker.
All right, check this out. Can you get... Do you have a way to ready Gimli somehow?
Yeah. After he's a defender, I spend 1 to ready another hero. If it's Legolas, gets +1. Somebody here readies Gimli. Isn't Legolas ready Gimli?
It's after I commit to a quest.
And he commits to a quest.
You can commit, and also then you get to do your turn. So I have this Gondorian Shield.
Oh, I'm supposed to have that, I think.
Attached to a hero, restricted. How many restricted do you have?
I currently have none.
Okay. +1 defense, or +2 if they have the Gondor trait.
Yeah, bring that on.
So I'm going to play that on Gimli.
Well, that's going to make me... I'm not going to do this then. I'm going to do the other one, Days Rising.
All right, you got the Gondorian Shield.
I got a Gondorian Shield.
I'm going to play a Black Arrow on Legolas. So it's limit 1 per deck, attached to a hero with range. Response after attached hero declares an attack, I can add this to the victory display to get +5 attack for that attack. So I have a big hit at some point if I really need it.
I remember that card.
I'm going to also play a Galadriel's Handmaiden. Cost me 2. After Galadriel's Handmaiden enters play, choose a player. That player reduces their threat by 1. So I'm going to reduce your threat by 1.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm going to try to lower you down a little bit. I feel like allies are good because they can soak up attacks.
Yeah, and I can play 1 from hand for free.
This is pretty sweet. Let's do this. I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna save some resources because I have some bigger cards that I don't know that we need yet. So I'm gonna play a card called Outmatched for 1. Play into my play area unattached.
Okay.
If unattached, attach the next eligible enemy that engages you.
Cool.
Response, after attached enemy resolves its attack, it's like a trap. Ready the defending character.
Okay. Very cool.
So, as an example, an enemy comes to me, this gets attached. If you block it for me because you're a sentinel, I can trigger this to ready that character.
Yeah, far out. I'm with it.
Yeah. Okay. Then that'll be the end of the planning phase. Now we go to the quest phase. We've got a total, I'll have a total threat counter here. So 2, 4. Does this have any threat? Doesn't have any threat. So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we currently have 4 threat.
Yeah, that's right. 4 threat out right here.
Yeah.
2 and 2.
So we have to commit cards, and then we're going to put a new card out for each of us. So let's just say the average is 2.
Well, here's what I know on the math. I know that Gimli's going to quest because that's how the deck works.
All right, so let's count this up.
So that's the first thing we know.
And he's at, what's his stack? 2?
He's going to be at 2, but he's going to get +1 because you're going to do that thing.
Yeah, and I think we just can quest all, like, we commit collaboratively, basically.
Yeah.
So after Legolas commits to a quest, discard a card from my hand to ready another hero. Oh, I have to discard a card. I'm gonna play a card then. I didn't realize he also fired. I have 2 resources. I'm gonna play Silver Harp.
Oh yeah.
Here,
dude.
and it has a response. After a card is discarded from your hand, I can exhaust it to return that card to my hand.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
play the harp.
I'm gonna commit Legolas. He's a 1. Now we're at 3, and I'm gonna discard a card. I'm gonna exhaust the harp, put it back in my hand. After I commit to a quest, I'm gonna give you +1, and it's gonna ready you. So now we're at 4. I'm just tracking it here.
Yeah, it's helpful.
R1 is gonna add 3, so we're gonna go up to 7. I'm gonna save. I mean, let's just dunk on it. You're gonna block for me, right?
After Aragorn commits to a quest, I spend 1 to ready him.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
So now we're at 9. But
And I'm going to spend it to ready.
So that's where my question's coming in, which is, so now we're at 11.
That's too much. Robert told me this morning it's about 2 per card is what you would expect.
Yeah, so it's 2, 4. I bet it's going to be 8. And the most we can add is 5. So really, we want to get to like 13, 14, which we're at 11, which is fine.
Oh, wait, can we quest with these ships? They've got stats. Or can they only quest against ships? You're going to have to read the ship rules again?
Okay. Ship objectives can only attack enemy ships. Non-ship enemies may not be attacked by a ship objective. Ship objectives can only defend. So it's attacking and defending. They can
ships
quest.
can quest. Let's quest with them then. What else are they doing, right?
Oh, but ships might come out that would attack us.
All right, who's your best? What's your ship quest for? 3?
Yeah.
I'm a 4/4. I'm better on the uptake here.
I mean, in my mind, I'm going to go ahead and commit Ewan.
That's 4, yeah.
But now we're at 15, which is the max we would want. We can leave our ship standing,
All right,
just
let's
in
just
case.
feel it out. We'll feel it out.
Yeah,
We'll feel it out.
there aren't a lot of enemies out, and I have an ally as well if I need to. Oh, I have an ally. I'll save that for blocking. You don't want to be exhausted. Okay, so we're at 15. Now we're going to reveal a card per player. So we'll reveal a card for you, and I'll let you read it.
Each player puts the top card of the Corsair deck into play engaged with them.
Okay. Immediately.
A Daring Buccaneer, and you get a Brash Corsair. So my Daring Buccaneer says, pillage 3. After it attacks me, discard the top 3 cards of my deck. And after an event card is discarded by pillage, deal a damage to a character I control.
Yep,
Okay.
and you'll note the threat value on the top of that card is 23. So if you had less than 23 threat and they were in the middle, they wouldn't be able to engage
That's
you.
right.
But, I got the Corsair Skirmisher, which is boarding 1. Now, it says this is putting it into play engage with us. Is that the same, this boarding trigger?
This doesn't happen. That just stays in the area. Then this goes here to the threat
Oh, that was
area.
my bad card.
Yeah, that's your
Yeah.
bad card, yeah.
So now we have a ship.
So this goes away. That card was drawn. That card was drawn.
Yeah, and my Brash Corsair says when engaged player exhausts the ship objective, Brash Corsair attacks that player. So if I exhaust this, he attacks me.
Don't want to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so now we count up the threat. Do we count the things engaged with us or not?
That's a good question.
I don't think we do.
I don't know, though, because a bunch of enemies being out seems like it would have to affect
Seems like a
you.
snowball, though, doesn't it? If you're counting the things you're actively trying to deal with.
Well, I know we're at 7 in the middle. And then I'm not sure if we count these things. It would be 13 if we do. Glenn saying no.
Yeah, it's kind of like with locations the same way.
Right. So 7 to our 15. The max we can put on here is 5. So I will put one of these beautiful tree tokens.
Oh, look at that. So we exceed it by 7. And then we got the trap, too. Don't forget about Outmatched over here.
Oh, yeah. It's got to attach to this thing. Okay. So...
next phase. Where's your little travel card?
Players may travel to one location. I say we may as well. I haven't seen any cancels in my deck yet, so that doesn't seem super relevant.
No,
to
it doesn't
me.
seem important.
This is easier to clear, so I say we
Wicked
go
Cove,
here.
yeah. Wicked Cove, yeah, that's fine.
So let's do that.
Okay, we traveled.
All right, and then encounter phase. Player engagement. Each player may optionally engage one enemy. Do you want to take that ship?
By must, right? Must.
Well, you know, it'll come to you either way, but yeah. Then there's no enemies left for me to optionally engage, so that's all fine. Engagement checks. There's no enemies to check that off.
What is boarding 1? When you engage
reveal
it,
the
you
top
reveal
card,
the top card and it happens.
All right.
Engaged
fine.
player cannot attack ship enemies. Well, the captain already.
Enemies, engaged players, combat phase. Deal 1 shadow card to each enemy. So we'll start here, and they all get dealt, but we don't look at them yet. Okay. Then defend. First player resolves attacks made by enemies engaged with him.
Okay, so we've got 3 attacks here, and I've got 2 standing enemies. One of them is going to go right to the pocket here. Unless I block ship to ship here, right?
I think you would
so
definitely
then it's this and this.
Yeah. Now, I have a ship that is Sentinel that could block, but then it would force
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
an attack. Now, if he's going to attack me anyway, does that create 2 attacks, or is that just the first attack?
I think it creates 2 attacks. Yeah. I think so. It attacks you. I don't think it needs to be able to exhaust to do that.
Okay.
That'd be my guess, at least. Yeah. Okay, well, defense. We need defense.
So Gimli's a good defender.
He definitely is going to defend. And he's currently at a 2 shield, 3, 4 shield. And we've got a 5 and a 3. Ooh. Do you have any money? Do I have any money?
I don't have any money.
I'm not going to trigger this ability.
To ready me?
Yeah. Is that okay? Or should I?
It's up to you. Do you need my attack?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm just excited about the fact that if I play a card from hand and give myself +1 defense, I can block the captain fully, and then I gain a resource. Wait, I gain a resource back. So I wonder if I can do this as after I'm declared as a defender. They think of everything. Okay, hold on.
Well, you gain a resource back, right?
Yeah.
So are you going to be ready after that?
No. That's the problem. But you can't let 5 come in unhindered.
Agreed.
Do you just block and then stand somebody on your side? No. This game is so it's asking me to do a lot. I got these. I got you. And then we attack with a different thing, right? So we got to kill something here. I'm at a 3. I'm at a 4 attack. So that I can kill this Daring Buccaneer with Aragorn. I got to kill that thing.
Do you have a way to block those other 2 cats?
I can definitely block the captain with Gimli. I'll take 1 damage, and I won't get the thing, but I will then be able to stand Legolas to give him +1.
Yeah, now if you give me +1, I have a 4 attack coming as well.
And does range go through, is it normal attackies? Armor and stuff still counts? It's not like weird archer stuff where
Yeah,
you don't...
I think it still counts.
Okay.
I wonder if we can simultaneously attack the captain.
We can somehow. Yes, we can attack together. Remember that.
I know you can attack with multiple characters at once, but I assume if I have range, Aragorn and Legolas could take this guy out.
I think that's right.
Which seems like a good play.
Yeah, let's do that one. Okay. I'm going to block the Umbar captain.
With Gimli.
With Gimli.
Any triggers on that?
I'm going to exhaust to do that. And then after I'm declared, I'm going to spend a money. Stand. Ready another hero. If it's Legolas, +1 until the end of the phase.
What lets him stand?
Oh, I'm sorry, not him. You. You stand.
Okay. Stand
Who's
and
stunned?
+1. And then...
And then my defense is a 4. His attack is a 5. And we resolve
the shadow card.
Weather. Deal 1 damage to each enemy. Each player assigns X damage among characters they control. X is the number of exhausted characters they control. So 1 damage to each enemy.
Here's some damage.
Here's a happy accident.
Okay.
1, 1, 1. And then we deal X damage among characters we control. X is the number. So I have 2 exhausted characters. I got to do 2 damage somewhere.
And I have 2 as well.
I'll take some scratchies. 1 on Aragorn. 2 on Aragorn.
Yeah.
You can take it, right? Doesn't Gimli... There's an old
Someone
Gimli...
saying, was that the shadow effect?
Yeah, the shadow... Oh, sorry. Shadow effect. Deal 1 damage to defending character.
So none of that happens.
None of that happens at all, no. Sorry.
But there are good cards for us in the encounter deck, apparently.
1 damage to Gimli because Gimli is defending. Okay. Shadow card resolved.
Yep.
Done. And then I take 1 because of the attack itself. 2 damage. Getting beat up.
Okay.
Okay, next defense. Daring Buccaneer. Do I have a defender? Undefended is bad, right?
You just take the damage.
But then there's some shadow cards, like it's undefended. You like lose the game, I think.
No, so it's like, it's a 3 damage plus whatever this is. Like if it was +1 and you chose her to take it, she would take all 4 and be gone.
Oh, you have to choose where the undefended goes before the shadow card?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, you do, don't you? Oh, no. Okay. You know what? Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll put it all on Aragorn. This seems risky.
Well, if it ends quickly, we'll just reset and roll them out.
All right, 3 to Aragorn plus attacking enemy gets +1 and gains pillage 3.
So 4.
4 to Aragorn, that's just 1 short of death.
And then discard the top 3 of your deck, I think?
Yeah. Discard the top 3. And then this guy also has pillage 3. So we're doing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No events were discarded, so he does not do any additional damage.
Okay, great. Glenn's saying you assign undefended damage after the shadow card is revealed.
Yeah, that seems less terrifying. Okay, done. That's fine. You know, Aragorn's got moments.
And then your ship's gonna block it.
A ship blocking ship.
All right.
4 to 4, but we got to reveal. No shadow effect.
Great. I'll block my enemy with this handmaid.
Classic Marvel Champions.
3.
Deal, yeah.
Assign 2 damage among characters you control. 3 instead if there are 10 or more cards in your discard pile. There are not. And I assume I can't assign damage past this character's threshold. So we'll assign 2. And then the attack will get soaked here. And then that'll be the end of the
Your
defense
attachment
phase.
do anything?
When I defend against it, I could ready. So if you could Sentinel for me,
Okay.
you can block this with someone and then
And they can
ready.
stand back up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay, then we get to our attack phase. First player resolves attacks against enemies engaged with them. So this is where I can help out with my range swing for 4.
So you're doing 4 straight away.
Yep.
I'm doing 4 as well. So you're doing 8 minus 3 would be 5. All right, so we're swinging and killing the captain. Any other attacks?
Technically,
You've got a ship ready to go.
but it's Sentinel, so I can't attack your ships unless they're ranged.
Mm-hmm.
Need those cannons. Okay, end of the round. Refresh phase. Each player readies at each card. So ready everything. Raise your threat by 1. First player token passes.
Here you go.
And then we are back at it. So each player adds 1 resource to each of their characters. And then we draw a card.
I guess I'll use my ability there at the very end to put a Song of Healing on Aragorn. Using my little ship, Captain's Call ability. And then everything readies, everything gets a resource, we draw a card.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm hurt.
All right. So I'll attack first, and if I'm attacking with Legolas and you use Gimli, I can ready Legolas and help you fight an enemy. Like if I don't quest this turn, then essentially I can punch, you can punch, stand me, and then I can punch one of your things because I'm the first player.
Okay. Yep, that tracks.
So I'm going to play an Elven Spear on Legolas. I can discard a card to give him +1 attack until the end of the phase, yeah. And then I'm going to pay 2 for Escort from Edoras. Technically, it gets +2 while committed to a quest, so it would be a 4. After resolving a quest which is committed, discard it.
Do you have to spend it all off Spirit or at least 1 off Spirit?
I think all.
I think it's all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, got an ally, huh?
Yep, and then I have a resource on Eowyn, but I'm going to pass. So you get to play your stuff.
Okay. Well.
David says, I just joined. This is an optimistically sized table. If we have to zoom out, we will.
Yeah, it's big. All right, I'm going to pay 0 for an Ereth. Cannot attack or defend. But spend 1 money resource, exhaust, heal 3 points of damage from a character.
Wow. That seems good.
I'm going to go ahead and just do that now. Spend a resource off of Barivor, heal 3 off of Aragorn. Any character.
Now, by the way, if you need to play anything for this ability, I wouldn't play her yet.
Yeah, I don't even have any money or any cards.
She's the healer in Gondor. It's cool to see her in this game.
I guess I'll do Doomed first. So Doom 2 to both of us. I'm going to play Deep Knowledge. Each player draws 2 cards.
Oh. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. In Marvel Champions, you would be able to do that on each other's turns, you know. You like money? Do you need money? Hey, kid.
Wow. I have money for you, technically.
Oh, yeah? A swippy swap?
Well.
Okay.
Do you need a resource on Aragorn?
I actually have the goods here. Do I need a resource on Aragorn? Sure.
Sure. I'm going to discard a card from my hand to give Aragorn a resource. But it's another card I can play from downtown.
Okay. Then we'll do pay 1 to put the Hauberk of Mail on Gimli. It's going to be +1 and +1 hit point, +1 defense. He's now a 5 defense. And we've got 1 on each of these. He needs 1 here to ready. After he commits, he's going to ready. And then we've got options here. Yeah, we've got some weird options here, actually.
Okay, good.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Weird options are worthwhile here. All right, so we are currently at 2 threat.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be at 6-ish. So, you know, getting to 10 or 11 is good.
We have America's Power Couple here in Legolas and Gimli, but you don't want to use it, right?
I'm not planning to use it because if I use it, I'm exhausted going into the attack phase.
Really? Ah.
Because I don't ready until you... Is it when you defend?
When I defend, I can ready you. Yes. I think
technically, if you defend against this thing, you can ready me and I can trigger this to ready you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can do the same shenanigans
Do the
again.
dance. I think we should absolutely be doing all of this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I'm going to do 4, 7, 8. And I'll trigger this, discard a card, exhaust this. So whatever, comes back to my hand to give you +1 and ready you after you've committed.
Okay. So then do we commit all of that and then you
I think
trigger
we
that
commit
or
all
whatever?
at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're adding
1. So I'm at 3.
Okay.
3 questies. And I get to stand up, right?
Yep.
The synergy. And then I'll go ahead and commit Aragorn and spend a cash on it. What are we at?
We're at 11. I think we're already at the fine number.
I think we're good.
I keep your money.
All right, I keep your money.
I pay him. Okay, so we're at 11. I'm fine with that number. You good?
Yeah.
All right.
What about the ships? We make sure the ships are cool. The ships are
you know
alright?
what though? We also have this 4 that we could clear.
Yeah, true. Let's get Barivor in there at least. She's
Okay.
not doing anything else.
I think that's a fine number. Because we're also at a little lower
That
here.
is the most insane way to have dice represent this. I
Well,
could imagine.
I ran out of this, and I wasn't ready
Are
to
you a
switch to
psychopath?
a 10
Are there
yet.
bodies in the closet? What is this? Are you telling
Here.
us? Is this a cry for help?
I'll make you feel better about it. Does that make you feel better?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, 13. Let's do it. Quest phase. We reveal 1 card per player. So starting with me. Violent Tempest. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each enemy. Oh no. So each enemy gets a damage. I assume it counts enemy ships.
Yeah, it's an enemy.
Each player assigns X damage among characters they control. X is the number of exhausted characters they control.
Oh yeah, that's right, Mark. I'm supposed to give people cards with this. That's fine. We're already questing.
We needed a heal.
We had to go quest, you know.
So you divide damage among your characters equal to your exhausted number of
1.
characters.
See, I knew
Does
that
this
was gonna.
count?
Yeah, it counts too. Yeah.
So I've got 3. I'm gonna need your heal in hands at some point.
Okay. I'll make it happen. I'm gonna put 2 more in Aragorn, and I'm just gonna take a player action, discard a card to heal 1 from him. Oh man, but I have only good cards. I'm not doing that yet. I'm not doing that yet. Okay.
Okay. That was my card. What's your card?
A Corsair warship out in the deep water.
Okay.
Boarding 3, etc. But it's 44 threat, so we're safe from that for a while. It's just gonna sit
So
there
there's
and suck.
5 threat out here to our. Yep. There's 8 that happen. So 4 clear this, and then 4 more go here. So that was almost ideal.
Yeah, but Almost Ideal is the name of our game, and it.
Yeah.
That's how Zach and Steven play games.
So then we can go to the travel phase. I say we go ahead and get this location going.
Yeah, sure. Although a 5 for a 2 threat, it's only a few turns. That's.
I just feel like taking it out of the middle, and like we're not gonna get to 16 anytime.
Oh wait,
soon.
hold on. I had an action.
Okay.
I had an action there. I'm gonna use my special Twilight's Call ability to play an attachment from my hand. So I'm doing that here, paying 1. I was gonna attach Ranger provisions to that location. Do we have a window for that? When do we do that? Quest phase, reveal 1 card per player, resolve questing, then there's player action. So I'll do it in the reveal 1 card per player from the encounter deck, and then I'll take an action to put this on the.
Okay.
Because we know that we would have succeeded at that point.
Yeah.
And then so it gets cleared, as Ranger Provision says, after it's explored, first player adds 1 resource to each of his hero's resource pools. So you get 1 resource on everybody.
Okay, great.
Yeah, you found some backpacks full of food and stuff.
I'll take it. Okay. That was our cards.
That was our
We
card.
cleared. We traveled. Encounter phase. Each player may optionally engage 1 enemy. We're fine.
No, that's fine ship.
Engagement checks. This ship ignores us.
That's right. It's too big. It's 44. I'm a 35.
Oh, what's archery 4 do?
Oh, no. So at the start of the combat phase, I think we distribute 4 damage.
Among Us.
We're gonna have to get that out of the staging area, man.
While a card with archery is in play, players must deal damage to character cards that you play equal to the specified archery value at the beginning of each combat phase. This damage can be dealt to characters under any player's control, and it can be divided among the players as they see fit. If there's disagreement as to where to assign damage, the first player chooses. Yeah. So does it deal it even when it's engaged, though?
No,
Also,
it's just while it's in the staging area.
Boarding 3.
Yeah, it's awful. This
3
is
enemies.
horrible.
So I think we have to take 4 once.
Yeah, let's do it.
Among Us.
Yeah. I'm going to take 1 here, and I can take at least 1, maybe 2 here to Barrowor. Because I've got pockets of 3 healing.
Yeah. Which you're more likely to get to be able to use that, because I have 2 characters at 3 that doesn't work for.
Yeah.
And Legolas can technically get there, but 1 away is also terrifying. So
I'm going to take 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take 2. And I can take 3. Let's just get weird about that.
So anyone I put damage on is going to go down to 1 health.
Me too. Kind of. And unless you want Gimli. Gimli's what, 5?
Nah,
Technically
he's
6.
a blocker. So
I can take 1 more there.
No, the problem is if you block and it goes wrong.
Yeah.
So I like him having health.
Aragorn 1 away. Barrowur's 1
Let
away.
me put 1 on Legolas.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's pray for rain.
That's fine.
Okay. So, but this is going to be a nice clear turn for us. Deal 1 shadow card to each enemy.
Yeah.
So I'm first player. Boom. Okay. Let's go in order.
Yeah, keep it clean here.
Then we go to the defense step. So
All right,
starting
I'm going to
here.
defend that thing.
Yes, you are. With Gimli, right?
I'm going to declare a defense, and when I'm declared defender, I'm going to spend 1 money, and I'm going to ready you. To
And I
give
get
you
plus
+1
1 attack.
That's right.
Okay.
And then we resolve the attack. My defense is currently a 5. If I take no damage, I'll gain a resource.
Okay. And I have a response after this attack resolves. You're going to get to ready. So he's at a 3 attack. I'm going to reveal a shadow card.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot Steward of Gondor. I'm doing that now.
You didn't use Steward of Gondor.
No. It's all right. I'll spend him eventually, won't I?
Shadow, if the defending character is a ship, attach taking on water to it. So it's not a ship.
It's not.
That said, do you have a ship, right?
I have this ship. It's going to block this thing.
Well, if I block for you with mine, you could attack it, but you don't have enough attack to do
Yeah, it's
anything.
like 4 to 4. It's like, what the heck's going on here?
Yeah. Okay.
We
So
need
you
to
block,
attack it together.
You successfully block. I'll trigger this response. See you ready.
Okay.
And then you can resolve your attacks.
My defenses, rather. So then
Yeah, sorry.
we'll do the Skirmisher on Twilight's Call, I guess.
Yep.
4 to 4. And if the attack is undefended, reveal the top card of the encounter deck. It's not. So they cancel each other out.
Mm-hmm.
The Buccaneer, Gimli succeeded in not taking damage on that defense, so he gains some money from
He's
this
loaded.
Hauberk or whatever this thing is. Days Rising. Okay, we got money in the bank. Can I ready a hero that... Oh, I can ready another thing of yours now.
Really?
Or of mine, if we want 2 more cards.
You should definitely ready you.
Okay, I like that idea. So Buccaneer's going to
Well,
be
that's
defended.
also how we heal, right? No, you
defended
exhaust and spend there. Got it.
Yeah, defend by Gimli, pay 1 to ready another character.
Definitely Barrowor. Don't you think?
Sure. I'll get some cards. You get some cards. Let me get some cards here. And then we're going to resolve the attack. It's a 3 to my 5. Raise your threat by 1.
Okay.
That's just me. Me.
Oh.
Me is the you. You is me.
Okay.
All right, so that's all defended. Now, can people attack ships? It's not just ships can't attack people. It's that people can't attack ships.
All right. Ship enemies. Attacks made by ship enemies can only be defended by ship objectives. Non-ship characters may not defend against a ship enemy. If an attack made by a ship enemy is undefended, damage from that attack must be assigned to a ship objective, not a hero.
It doesn't say anything about attacking ships, though. It says you can't defend ships.
Can
with
you attack a
non-ships.
ship?
See, you must be able to. or this is never gonna work.
Okay, well that's really helpful to know. So a few things are going on. I have.
Can ships attack enemies as well?
Normal people can attack a ship.
Can ships attack normal people?
I don't think so. It's right there on the bottom.
Yeah. Ship can only attack ship enemies. Okay. Non-ship enemies may not be attacked by a ship objective. Okay, makes sense. Ship objectives can only defend against. Okay, but we can attack. Normal people can attack ships there.
So I can technically get to enough attack with Legolas to take this thing out.
Great.
And you can actually.
I can actually get some goods here myself.
So in that case, you should let me have blocked this with my Sentinel.
Right on, because then you can do.
Yeah, because then now you have a ship to attack with other
stuff.
Actually damage
and you have a 1. You take 1 from that, 4 to 3 on your little Swan ship there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
1 damage on the ship.
It can go like 18. Just get yourself a big fat die or something.
Chonker. Okay, so I think the best play is for me to nuke this enemy.
What do things look like? Is there anything on your board if it stood right now would be meaningful? Dude, Ewan can ace like a ship once in the game with +9.
She can ace 2 ships potentially. So after I attack with Legolas, standing with him would be great because I could send his 6 damage somewhere else as well.
Oh, you're gonna get 6 damage.
Because he's ranged.
I can definitely stand him.
Okay, so check this out.
Yeah.
I'm going to trigger my Elven Spear. Discard a card from my hand to give attached hero +1 attack, limit 3. I'm going to discard 2. It's going to go up to +3. So now I'm at 6. Then I'm going to swing.
For the round.
For the phase, this whole phase.
Oof.
So I'm going to swing for 6 on this Corsair. He's got a 4 defense. To 6 means he's going to take 2 damage. He has 2 health left. So he's going to go away. Then I have a response. This is Foe Hammer. After a hero I control attacks and destroys an enemy, exhaust a weapon, draw 3 cards.
Very nice.
And I'm still at +3. So a stand on me is going to be very good.
Stand on me. I have some things. Now you can play events at any time, right? Which is what we just did.
Man, I got some heat coming.
I'm gonna pay 1 for a sneak attack. Yeah. Greenwood Archer.
Love it.
Ready a hero when it enters play, and it's gonna come back to my hand at the end of this phase.
Really?
Yeah, because I sneak attacked it. You remember we used to do that with Gandalf? Let's put it into play for the phase.
That's in the one deck that I have because I love that card so much. Okay, so I'm ready. Now I have a 6 damage attack to assist you in whatever way makes the most sense.
I've got a 2.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a 2. I've got a 4. So if you're at 6, 2, 2, if we combine here, we can ace this ship. And then 4 to 4 is going to ace this enemy from Aragorn.
Glorious.
It's just, praise
Boom.
the Lord.
I remember this. So this was our cleanup turn, right?
We cleaned it up.
That first turn was actually pretty brutal considering. Like getting 2 enemies off the bat like that.
Actually, okay, I don't even need to use Barivore, so I've got the ship here too.
Jason says, yeah, this is going pretty well for them, surprisingly.
So ship for 4 here.
Yep.
Your 6.
6, yeah.
That's dead.
10. Ship's gone.
Killed.
That Legolas had a mighty bow.
Then Aragorn.
Okay, so now I see how we would actually deal with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aragorn will swing for 4 here and kill this.
Yep.
And then we're gonna take.
Remember, side note, I don't know if this matters for anything, but all of our stuff readies at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
So having things unexhausted, it doesn't matter unless you need abilities.
No, I'm not intending to keep things unexhausted. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I didn't know what you were doing with these.
Well, I'm going to use her ability. This guy can't do anything.
Oh, you can use her action right now. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Overkill doesn't matter to do +2.
So she can exhaust to draw 2 as many times as you can stand her.
Limit once per round.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I quested with her this turn, like a pro.
Perfect.
So anyway, I'm going to kill this thing with Aragorn, and then I'm going to exhaust to draw 2 cards. I currently don't have a hand.
Yeah, you're good.
Is that cool?
You're totally cool.
And Corsairs go into a different discard pile.
That's right.
All Corsairs.
The Corsair characters.
Right.
The stuff that was coming out of this deck goes back into that deck. Yeah.
Not the ships, though.
No.
And then the captain does too, doesn't he? Okay. All right, cleaned up. And then into the phase, Greenwood Archer comes back in hand.
Okay. Then the refresh phase. Everything ready?
I remember these like Voltron Gimli stuff.
Yeah. He's built. He's a Christmas tree. Everything gains a resource. And we draw a card. But don't forget to raise your threat as well. I always forget that.
Okay, raise threat. 37. Draw a card. Draw.
This is unreal.
Sentinel. After turn defends, exhaust, ready. Then its card. Engage the defending player. My gosh.
You have the Gondor trait?
Yeah. Gimli and Gimli.
Aragorn doesn't have it?
Mm-mm. He's not a Gondorian. He's a Dunadan.
And characters can have one restricted item?
2, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty certain. These swords look so good.
This passes to you?
Thanks.
Yeah, I love that sword design.
Always just was like, man, that looks so good.
Resource phase, planning phase. First, so you're back at it.
I'm planning. Okay. Well, first things first, I'm the realist. I'm definitely going to use Steward of Gondor.
Yep. You'd love to see it.
I'm going to gain 2 money.
Pile of cash. You got those 3 somewhere, technically.
Yeah. You got cash too, don't you? He's got the money. I'm going to pay 1 using the healer here.
Yep.
Heal 3.
I think you start with Gimli.
I would start with Gimli.
He's too valuable and he's the blocker.
Too tough to lose. Can't quit. Do you need 2 cards? How would that do for you?
It's fine either way. Just a second. It just depends on if you need it.
Okay, let's think about this. I'm going to pay 2 for an Armored Destrier. Let me make sure that this is the right way to do this. So I kind of want them both to have a resource, but commit to a quest for 2. I mean, we've only got 3 out there. It's hardly a scary.
Do you need another resource on him?
Do you need money?
Cards are the
Yeah, you want cards?
engine.
Give me the cards there.
All right.
Have some Barivore. Have some cards. Yeah, I would love a money. You got a money? I'll trade you money for that.
Absolutely. So let me do this. I'm going to take an action, pay 1 to play Elven Light from my discard pile. Goes to my hand, and I draw a card. Then I'm going to discard it and trigger Arwen's ability to give you a resource.
Okay.
See how that works.
So then I'll pay 2 using the Twilight's Call ability. No resource match needed.
Oh my gosh.
Then play Master of the Forge. I can search the top 5 for any 1 attachment, shuffle it back into the deck. Instead, I'm just going to leave him up for blockies in case things get weird. Just in case things get weird. And at the end of the turn, I might use him if I don't need. And then I'm going to pay 2, 1 off of each, Gimli and Aragorn, to play an Armored Destrier. After attached hero defends against an attack, exhaust it to ready attached hero, then discard a shadow card from another enemy engaged with the defending player.
Wow. Wow.
Mommy, wow.
You healed someone, right? I healed Gimli. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
heals have already happened, and we need more heals, though. There's all this exhausting and... I'm going to have a separate Gimli pile down here.
Okay. You done?
Yeah, that's it.
And you only have one character with the Gondor trait.
That's right. Only one.
Okay. So I have this card, Unexpected Courage. It's attached to a hero. You can, as an action, you can exhaust it to ready a hero. I feel like this goes on Gimli. So you get 2 unexhausted turn to block enemies with.
I mean, yeah, I'm blocking everything at that point.
Seems amazing.
Yeah,
right?
bring it on. Yeah,
So
not unexpected at all.
I'm gonna put that on Gimli. This is for you.
Yeah, a question about to Jonathan. Yeah, so on the competitive games, we're actually able to do the camera the front ways, which gets us on the right side of the screen. But like with me on the left on the picture-in-picture, and also my stuff on the left here. But with cooperative, we think it's easier to follow the big action from the perspective of the player view. Unfortunately, that flips us on the picture-in-picture, and there's not a mechanism for us to flip that because it's all coming through the hardware encoder. It's not like we can flip it in OBS or something. Yeah. So
it's also like
give and take. We don't want this all to be upside down just to get us on the right side of the picture.
We also don't want to play with the cards upside down.
Yeah, not ideal.
That would be suboptimal. So I'm going to pay 1 for a bow of Galadrim from here, and I'm going to attach it to Legolas. So he's at his limit of weapons. But he's +1 attack against enemies, +2 if they're not engaged with me.
I remember having to remember all of this, right? It's like a very mechanically like, all right, don't forget. You do this triggers, this happens, this one.
Then I also have a Gondorian Shield, which is +1 defense on a character. You can only have 1, and I already gave you 1, right?
Yeah, 1 per year. I've already got 1.
Yeah, but I can put that on someone else, but I feel like it's kind of a waste of time because you're just going to block.
You have any Gondors?
No, but +1 defense isn't bad if I have to do it.
If people are defending.
But
can you put it on a ship?
I think I'm just going to save it as a card.
Yeah, save it.
To fuel my fire. And then I will go ahead and pay 1 with R1.
Yeah, unfortunately, Linty, we can't mirror an image. It's all happening pre-software, basically.
I'm not going to pay 1 with R1. We're going to wait.
There's nothing in the video transcoder that we've got that will flip the picture-in-picture before it gets to OBS. It's all one thing.
I'm golden.
Okay.
So we'll go to the quest phase. And it's feeling more and more cozy to use. I'm going to use R1 for 3. Legolas for 1, giving Gimli +1. Assuming you can.
Yeah, we'll do the whole song and dance.
You add 3 with Gimli. What else you adding?
How much more we need? What is that? What's that horse? Is it a 1 or a 6?
What are you talking about?
The horse.
That's a 1.
Oh.
So it's a 3 currently, and we have 5 to clear here. So we probably want to get to like 12 or 13, if reasonable. I'm gonna probably go ahead and do 4 here.
It's just a big 4, man.
Yeah, you basically just quest with her until you need that moment to happen.
Let's do 13 here with Aragorn, and he's gonna stand right back up because of his ability.
Yeah. So I think you said 13.
Mm-hmm. And then you stood Gimli up, right? And that how that works?
Yep. Mm-hmm. I think that's great.
Yeah.
All right.
And then our ships. What do we think about our ships?
Oh, because they can also commit.
Now we got to get this dad off the table.
Yeah, someone needs to engage that, and you're gonna get 3 Corsairs, and I think you engage it.
I think I engage it, and then Gimli tries to YOLO him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's healthy enough to do it.
So I'm gonna leave this up for punch-in. And does Ewan have range?
No.
Over here?
Mm-mm.
Do you want to?
Legolas has range though.
You want to drop a 10 on something?
So he's gonna be probably a 7.
Ooh, nice.
At range, and
okay, we can get to 13. I think we can figure that out.
But I can also, at some point, I can use this black arrow to do +5 on an attack.
Not a bad time to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're feeling good about that.
Okay. So we're at 13. We're gonna reveal 2 cards, starting with you. So card number 1. Nice.
A black sails. 37. That's me. Boarding 2, while it's in the staging area, it gains archery 3. A 4/6/2, 12 to kill.
Okay. Isle of Fortune. Interplay with 1 per player resource on it. So we'll put 2 resources.
So this is good for us, right?
It's got a buried treasure. Force after a ship enemy enters play, discard a resource from the Isle of Fortune. Good timing. Response, when Isle of Fortune is explored as the active location, move each resource on it to a hero's resource pool.
Okay, so we get it knocked out next turn with no ships coming out. And...
So now we're at 10 to our 13. So 3 advancement.
that's not enough, dude. That's bogus.
And these clear.
Bogus.
Then we go to the travel phase. This isn't cleared, so we have to continue down this merry road.
We're in the mouth.
Player engagement. We can optionally engage things. I feel like...
I mean, this one's coming at me anyway, right?
That's the one we need to take care of.
Or do we do both and just boarding 5, give me a bunch of pirates and lose the game?
I think we do one of them.
All right, I'm going to get the black sails here. Boarding 2, a buccaneer, and a southern sailor, a Southron sailor.
Okay.
While engaged with me, each ship enemy engaged with me contributes its threat total to the total in the staging area. So we got to get these guys dead.
Then we have archery 4 coming at us. I can literally only take 1.
Okay. Treading water here. 3. Where's... Oh, I need to be triggering this. Aragorn, I'm going to discard a card to drop a damage.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that any number of times. Then I'm going to
keep on keeping.
And I'm going to take 1. So I took 3. I took 4 total. So you don't have to take any.
Okay, great. Then enemies engaged, so we're gonna deal a shadow card.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's Defendyville.
Just Defendy time.
So I can block your ship.
Right.
So I'll block your ship. Let's start there.
All right. So a 6 coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
And we have, until the end of the round, attacking enemy is immune to player card effects and gets +2 defense.
Okay.
Let's just make it a little harder for us. But otherwise, it's 6 to your 3, so you take 3 damage.
Okay.
Okay. Then we will go to the ship, which it already did. Yeah, we did that one already.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we've got the Daring Buccaneer is going to swing at Gimli. Gimli is going to declare as a defender.
Oh, someone asking a good question. If you can put the archery damage on your ships?
Oh, probably.
You probably
must
can.
be able to, yeah. Let's just put a few there. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'll put 1 there. I'm going to put 4 there.
I'm going to put 2.
I'm going to back her up. They probably can go there, right?
If not, I know where they should go then. Yeah, you can. All right, great.
All right, Buccaneer, I'm going to spend 1.
Mm-hmm.
Ready.
You ready me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have 2 things that ready you somehow.
And then, yeah. And then
Build
we're
a Bear Workshop.
going to look at it. So we've got a 3 to my 5 with no shadow effect.
And doesn't he discard a shadow card?
It's happening now. So after attached hero defends with the Armored Destrier, exhaust ready attached hero, discard a shadow card.
Him on a horse is hilarious.
Yeah.
Consideration.
So that's gone. This guy's attacked.
And that would have been 2 damage. You just prevent 2 damage from that.
That's right. Look at me go. Days rising, I gain a money. And here we go. Back to normal. Then Southron Sailor is going to get blocked by Gimli.
Yep.
This is not a limited thing.
That is.
This is, but this...
You gain money every time you don't take damage?
You exhaust it. You exhaust it. Okay.
Good on you.
So 2 to whatever, and that doesn't matter. Then we'll Unexpected Courage to ready Gimli. Okay. So now we've got our own goods. Easy. Okay. Now we need to kill this boat, number 1. We've got to do 14 damage all at once.
Okay. So I have 3, 4, 5.
Did you ready Legolas with this? Did you get the +1 for that?
6.
It's all coming back, man.
Yeah.
You gotta track it all.
6, and I can discard 2. So I can get to 8 without having to burst my 5 down. Do you have 4 damage to contribute to it?
Can you get me any more money?
Not presently.
Any way to do that?
Next round, perhaps.
Okay. But I can't, so I can't play this archer this turn, which would be really cool. You need how much from me? 4?
Do you have 4?
I've got 4.
I technically can pop for +5 if you need me to.
Oh, no, I've got the ship here.
Yeah.
There's your 4.
Okay. So I'll discard 2. And I'll trigger this to put 1 of these back. And then we're doing 10, so this will go away. That was attached. Okay. Then your other...
And you're exhausted, okay.
Yep.
Right on. So then basically I'm looking at, I've got a 5. And I've got, or I'm sorry, a 4 and a 2. So I've got 6 total, so I can ace this guy. Or I can do ace this guy and do 1 to this guy. I think his ability is a bummer. So maybe that's better.
That damage is pretty bad. Did you pillage with it?
No, I didn't. I need to do that.
So you take a damage for each event?
I don't think I have those in this deck. None.
Great.
I mean, I have sneak attack again. Let's kill this guy, I think. Yeah.
You're getting bodies off the board.
This guy's a bummer. So we're just going to swing there with Aragorn. Dead.
He goes here?
Yeah. I'm going to use the Master of the Forge right now just to take a look. Look at the top 5. For an attachment, there are none.
That attachment did give the ship +2 defense.
Yeah, we counted that. At least I did in my math. I don't know if you did. I said 14 is what we needed.
14?
Did you hit 14?
I hit 8 + 4. We were at 12. We were too short.
There you go.
2.
13, 14.
Right.
You did it perfectly. And then this search the top 5 and the shuffle the others back in your deck. There are no attachments here, so that fails. And I think we're done.
Okay. Refresh phase. Each player readies everything. And I have some big moments waiting to happen.
Big moments.
Threat
No
goes up by
whammies.
1. Draw a card. Oh, yeah. Bobby Lar. Then we get resources.
Money. 1, 1, 1. Money.
Pay him.
Money.
And then this passes. Okay.
Yeah.
Resources, and then it's back to us.
I'm going to use the steward to gain 2 money.
Yeah, like you do.
Gimli got the gems. I discard a card from my hand to heal 1.
Seems good. Do you have a 3 heal somewhere that's
I can
useful?
definitely give that to you.
That would
1
be great.
from Eoreth, Ioreth. Heal you up over there.
Legolas fully healed. That's fantastic. This seems good. You're not planning to play Gandalf this turn, are you?
I'm not. Do you need more cards? I've only got 1, so I'm tempted to draw 2 myself.
You can have the cards.
Unless you got the business. I'm going to keep that. Master of the Forge is like my safety blanket. All right, Barivore is going to draw a couple of cards.
I'm...
Declare.
Let's play Gandalf.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
And I think I'm going to draw 3. Cards are kind of my engine.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh my goodness. Hold
The old
on.
Nicholas Fury moment.
Yeah.
The original Nick Fury. For the ages. Been getting some big props on these decks.
He has these decks posted somewhere for anyone really interested.
I'm sure he plays them well.
Let's discard a card.
I'm using the Master of the Forge.
Gain a resource with Arwen. Check this out.
All allies.
I'm going to pay 2 for West Road Traveler. And she says, after you play West Road Traveler from your hand, switch the active location with another location in this area.
Oh, yeah, you do.
So one of us can get $2.
Yeah, you do.
Which I think would be really good. Plus I get a blocker, essentially. Or a quester. And then I will pass to you.
All right, let me move these guys over here. Can you move these guys?
My allies.
Yeah.
Onto the camera.
Onto the shot. Okay.
All
right, well, for me, who me?
Don't you know?
Jeremy, you're just not good enough. That's the problem. Man, I don't have anything to play.
That's fine.
Nor do I want to play anything.
All right, great. So we currently have 5 threat out.
How many characters are you questing with this turn?
Could be a lot.
Okay, then I will take a turn. If you think you can guarantee me those monies.
Yeah.
Did you give me the free money yet? You got that free money?
I took the free money. That's how I got Gandalf out.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's just do it, man. I'll play Faramir. So I can exhaust him to give every character you control +1 questing.
That's pretty good, yeah.
So as long as it's greater than 2,
yeah,
it'd be worthwhile.
All right. Well, let's get to the questing. So Legolas is going to be 1, plus giving Gimli +1. Arwen will be 3. Are you doing that for 3?
Bing. Yep.
6, 7. I'm going to save Gandalf. Eowyn is going to commit. West Road Traveler will commit.
I forget Spirit, right? Spirit good.
Yeah, 2. Plus all mine have +1, right? So 1,
they
2,
will
3,
if we give it to them.
4.
You put. He gets +2 when he's questing.
But then he gets discarded.
That's fine.
So
let's scoot.
Without Faramir currently, we're at 13.
13 to what?
To 5, probably 9. So we need more than that, of course.
Yeah.
Currently, Faramir would have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 if I do someone else. I'm thinking about using here because I have Gandalf and another ally. So I'm going to go ahead and use this.
Do it.
So it's +4 more. Then technically, if you exhaust Faramir, it's 5 more on top of that. But we're currently at 16. So 5, it's probably at least going to clear this. But
it's probably 16 to 9.
Faramir would let us stack some on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, let's do that. It's Faramir.
So +5. So now it's at 17 + 5. 22. There it is. That's fine. Okay. That seems reasonable.
And we keep our ships up in case of danger.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I need to convert this to the D. The D20. Big old ship.
Oh, you can use Faramir after the fact.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's
so
wait and see.
We'll see what it
Let's
is. Yeah. All right. My bad card first. Tolfalos Landing. Just a 2 location. That's perfect. While it's in the staging area, it gains force after a player draws any number of cards from a player card effect. That player raises their threat by that number.
So we got to get that explored.
Do not draw cards.
And then Steven gets another Tolfalos Landing.
Don't draw cards.
Can't draw cards.
Okay, so we're now at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to our 16. We're ahead by 7. So we'll complete this
Perfect.
and put 2 on that.
Don't even need Faramir.
That has to go to the same character.
No, not any good. I'm putting them both on my boy Aragorn.
Okay, I say we get one of these in the landing.
Yeah, yeah. travel on.
Gotta clear those.
What's our travel number up there? How long until we go to the next?
We need to get to 16, and we're at 11. So we can add 5 a turn. So we can technically add 5 in the next big swoop.
Okay.
Which is a good piece. Okay, so optional engages.
None. Oh wait, we got
just one enemy.
Let's get this big ship out of here, man.
I think you should engage.
Do it.
You're gonna engage it and get the 3 Corsairs.
Let's go. You guys want to fight? 1.
But actually, hold on, wait.
Okay.
Wait a second. If I engage it, I have Gandalf who can't. He doesn't have Sentinel. So I have a free block here, or a free attack. He can't range or whatever. But you have Sentinel.
Gimli can block 3 times.
So you can block no matter where they're at. So I think it makes more sense for me to engage.
All right, yeah, I'm always pro you. Now, can I help you attack that ship on your side, or is that only range can do that?
Only range can attack
we
the
band
ships
together as
and
friends?
the enemies. Oh, you can only do it with ranged. So I think you need to have the enemies.
I have the enemies. And then Gandalf is going to do what? What is Gandalf going to do?
Disappear.
Nothing. Nothing?
I assumed I would have something to do.
Well, if that's the case, let's just take archery forward. Ace him.
Oh, yeah, I'll put all the archery here.
Yeah, just kill Gandalf.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's exactly what he needs to do. Great. Okay, cool. So you'll take the big ship.
Yeah, but we don't take archery 4 unless this stays in the staging area. That's the thing. So if we engage it, we don't take archery. If we leave it out there, Gandalf goes away, we kill this Sauron sailor and call it a day.
Well, I feel like we have the goods to do it, though, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Let's just go ahead and clear it.
Sure. Just got a lot of things here. A lot of things. Oh, wrong. 1. Pillage 3 on a Fierce Marauder.
Galactic says he can blow smoke rings or a ship.
Fierce Marauder again. And a Corsair Plunderer. Pillage 2. It's a weakling. All right, here we go. Pirates ahoy. All right, bad cards, all of them. Pull from the top. Okay.
So you want me to block for the ship?
Yeah, I think you have to.
So I'll block. It's an 8.
No shadow effect.
Okay, so minus my 3. It takes 5. I'm not going to be able to do that many more times.
Yeah, you're taking the heat there. All right, Fierce Marauder, next up.
And you're going to be discarding shadow cards, so you may want to actually deal them.
Yeah. This board's getting spicy. Okay, does anybody matter here? Each ship contributes its total. Pillage, after an event card, after an event card, after an event card. All pillages. Doesn't much matter. Fierce Marauder, swinging for 3 against Gimli. He's going to defend, stand Legolas, and give him +1.
Boom.
Okay, Fierce Marauder is currently being defended with a 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to 3. Shadow card says, until the end of the round, attacking enemy is immune to card effects and gets +2.
+2 defense?
Yeah, +2 defense. So remember that. And he's going to attack them. He's going to take none damage. Days Rising gives him money. Moving on to Marauder.
And you haven't used the horse yet.
Nope. Marauder number 2. Oh, Pillage 3. 2, 3. No events.
Brandon asking, what does the supplement subscription for this game on your site consist of? So this scenario was a supplement. So it would have included something like this, but as far as I know, they've more or less sunsetted the game. So we don't necessarily expect anything else to come out for it, but we're kind of in a low hover to see what happens. This board is...
Fierce Marauder. Attacking Gimli, going to defend it. 5 to 3. No shadow card. Pillage 3. 2. 1 event discarded. Discard 1 resource for the resource pool of a hero I control. All right, you can have it back. Then we will Armored Derriere. To stand up, discard a shadow card here. Oh, attacking mini gets +1 against pillage 3. I'm glad I got that right. Okay, defended. Gammy's gonna defend Corsair Plunderer. Boom. No shadow card. Pillage 2.
Now,
Done.
I don't know what your attack stat is.
Defended. Unexpected Courage. Stand.
Yeah.
Southron Sailor. Defended. Boom. Shadow card. 2 to 5. If attacking enemy is a ship, no, it is not. Fail. So everything's defended. Then I have a moment here. I'm gonna pay 2.
Uh-oh, what is happening here?
Using my Twilight's Call ability to play a Greenwood Archer with range. In enters play, I'm gonna ready Gimli, so he can swing for 2.
Would it make
Or
more sense
anything
to
you want.
wait for Legolas?
Yes, definitely.
Well, so you could,
Yeah,
if you're gonna ready someone, ready the beast.
Yeah, if you're gonna be swinging a billion times.
Yeah, because I'm already at +2, 5. Probably gonna be 6, 7.
And you can't attack ready, attack it. You know, you can't do that. Of course not. This is not.
Now, if I played the thing that readies on me, I could obviously do that. But I'm happy with my choice.
All right, that's coming.
He's got +2 defense, right? So he's a 7.
Yeah, it's 7 total to get rid of it.
Yeah. So I think what I do is I swing for 7 here, and then I swing for 12 here.
Okay.
So that would be, I would need +1 from someone here, like Faramir.
Yeah, Faramir's a perfect +1.
Now you have a ship to attack though.
I've got to put plug 4 here.
And he's at 9. So I really just need to be at
What's that, 13?
9 is the number I need to be at, regardless of Faramir. So I'm at 3, 4, 5. I can just pop here to be at 9.
You'd go to 10, wouldn't you, with the black arrow? 5 + 5.
Yeah, it would be at 10.
Which is fine.
Because I'm at 5. Yeah, I can only get to 8 with the discards, which isn't enough.
Yeah, get that black arrow. Let's go. This is the Corsair Warship. Is the time for, unless you need to wait on the Dreadnought.
Well, yeah, I probably do. So if you throw in Faramir, Faramir plus ship plus 8 equals enough.
8 + 5. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, attackies on the ship. I'm contributing 5. You're contributing.
I discarded 3, so I'm at 3, 4, 5, 8.
Yeah, Gimli's bonus.
Yeah.
All right.
8.
8 kills the ship.
All right.
Done.
And then
I'm going to pay 2 to ready Legolas. That also brings in 2 more attack for me.
okay, great. Did you tell me where you need 8?
I think you just clean sweep the 7 here.
Got him.
Yeah. Get these guys out of here. Okay, then we got 3 enemies. I've got a 4. Do you have any other ranged over there?
There's 4 and sweep someone out.
Yeah. I just wanted to use this too in a clever way, you know?
Well, it's not a bad time to get rid of one
I
of
can do
these
6, yeah. Let's do...
This guy looks way worse.
Yeah, the Fierce Marauder's a bummer. All right, let's do Aragorn and Greenwood Archer are gonna wham bam the Fierce Marauder. There.
Okay. Is that it?
I think that's it, yeah.
All right, so we ready everything. Gandalf meets his untimely doom.
But TJ, how did we ready Gimli so many times? Unexpected Courage, Armored Destrier, and Gimli's ability is 3 readies a turn. Oh yeah, Corsair discard. And ships might have victory, maybe? Is that a thing? Victory 6. Does that mean it goes to the victory display?
Yes, that's right. Was that big one?
Yeah. You can barely see it on there.
Where does it say? Oh, bottom right.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's good.
And those enemies go to the... Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, pirates in the pirate pile.
Arr.
All right. Done. Okay. Now we throw it up. Draw a card.
Yep. And this passes over to you.
Cool. And I'm the
And
first player. Everything stands.
This guy went away because I used them.
Stand.
What up, Matt? Saying I just want to stop by and say I'm so glad to see you guys revisit this game. It was my first LCG and helped me lead me to subscribe to Marvel Champions through you. Appreciate you subscribing. That's how we're able to be here. Shout out to all our subscribers. And Lord of the Rings, and assuming it is ending, is going to be the end of our longest running subscription
Ever. Yeah.
ever. 10 years.
10 years, cool. Products. You're right, Gimli. The Gimli's ability only readies another person, but Zach's thing readies Gimli.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, I know I have one coming from that
downtown.
sequence somewhere.
Okay.
All right, so I don't want to draw cards because of that Tophalos
Yeah, you don't wanna
garbage
raise to
pile.
that. Yeah, so I think you don't do that this turn.
All right, we're not gaining, we will gain our money, of course.
Now,
We will gain our Steward of
if
Gondor.
we clear this and travel here, on this turn you could use Herded. Have someone draw 2 cards, just not right now.
Yeah, dig it. Okay. Done.
Okay, you do anything else?
No, I'm not playing anything.
All right, I'm gonna pay 1 to play this. Goes to my hand, I draw a card. Oh, wow. Wow. That's crazy. I'm gonna save that. I got a golden belt. Limit 1 per hero allows them to have an extra restricted attachment.
Oh.
So I could like put an extra defend thing on you.
You know Ben has plans for how that's supposed to go.
I think it's literally I put both extra shieldy cards on
Okay.
you, so you're just tanky, or on me.
I've yet to find an attack that I can't take, you know?
Yeah. Well, you never know with the Dreadnought.
That's true.
Okay, so let's. You don't need resources, right?
I'm not in the need for money. Do you need any healing? You look pretty cool.
I have 2 1 damage things, but
I'll go ahead and spend 1 and get rid of 2 off of here. It's a soak I can take.
that's great.
Courtesy of IRF. Master the Forge. Hold on, before I commit to not playing anything. Oh wait. Look at the top 5. Wait, would I draw 1? Add it to my hand. That's not drawing a card. Kind of attachment. The Celebrian Stone. Attached hero gets +2 if it's Aragorn. Also gains a spirit icon.
Sleeker says the belt is good for either, but it could mean more weapons on Legolas. That's right. He's the initial target. Though you can have Gimli with 2 horses on his
Double
belt.
horse Gimli. Let's go. Okay, I did pull an attachment with the Master of the Forge, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. I'm going to pay 2 for Celebrian's Stone. +2 quest to Aragorn, and if it's on Aragorn, he's also a spirit hero now.
Get out of town.
I don't know. I mean, I can't play spirit cards. I don't assume there's any in the deck, but maybe it matters. Point being, he can quest for 4, pay 1 to ready himself.
Oh, I did draw a card with my ability. Whoops. Fine. I'm going to discard a card to get a resource, and then trigger this to put it back in my hand. And then I'm going to save my resources.
The trigger doesn't say to draw it, does it? Say add it to your hand?
Return that card to your hand.
Nice.
I drew a card by playing that, though, which is fine. I need cards. Okay, then we'll go to the quest phase. We're staring down the barrel at 4.
Staring down the barrel of 45. I'm going to use this ability, discard a card to heal 1 damage.
Nice.
We're clean, baby.
I'm looking at 4, 5, +1 over on you.
6, 7, 8. Stand with your ability.
3. You have plenty of blocking, so we'll go 2. And I feel like I should go ahead and toss my ship in because I'm not blocking much more.
We hope so. Yeah, you may as well throw your ship. Yeah, let's go.
I think now is the time on this ship. So
I've
we're
got an optional Faramir to pump you up by 4.
That's good. So I think that's great.
Yeah, I think
so we're
we're
at
good.
16 compared to 5. We'll see what happens.
I need to kill these
This is for you.
Buccaneers. The Isle of Fortune. Excellent.
Love it. Here you go. Then I get my bag card. Taking on water. When revealed, attached to a ship objective. Are there any ship objectives?
Yeah,
out?
both of our ships.
Oh. Counts as a condition attachment with the text. Forced when attached objective exhausts, deal 2 damage to it. Action exhaust 3 characters to discard taking on water.
Give that to me.
Yeah, you have the characters.
I got plenty of beef.
Yeah, if you have the characters at the end of this, you're good to go.
Oh man, we just rocked this thing.
So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6, 7. 5 clears here. With 4 left over, so we don't quite advance.
Do you want to advance? You could Faramir it.
I feel like that's like, I'd rather clear this first.
Okay, we can hang.
Yeah.
Party.
Then I say we travel here.
Yeah.
Because I assume we're going to hit the Dreadnought after this. Like we get to the second thing and then the Dreadnought pops out.
Let's clear the pirates.
I'd rather have a really healthy situation going on at that point. Okay, so we did that. We did the travel. Then we get to the encounter phase. We can optionally engage. There's nothing to optionally engage. You do your thing. You're going to cover them up. I also have Legolas coming in.
Yeah. So first attack with the Corsair Plunder. We're going to do Gimli. We're not going to spend the resource. I don't think. Yeah, we're not going to spend the resource. Put the top card of the Corsair deck into play, engage with you, and deal it 1 shadow card. Another one of these dumb Corsairs.
Luckily, you have Super Saiyan Gimli.
Yeah, and then pillage 2. What happens if I run out of deck? No events. Do I lose?
I don't think so.
I'm going to horse it. The Armored Destrier. Stand Gimli. Get rid of this shadow card. Chose a good one.
Makes me so happy.
And then gain a money with the little surprise, little hot pocket there. Block this plunder.
Okay.
Nothing happens. Unexpected courage. Stand up.
Have you used your ability yet?
I didn't, and I don't think I'm going to.
Okay. If you don't need me, you don't need me.
I mean, I don't know. We'll do the math here to figure it out. And then Southern Sailor is going to attack me. We need to figure the math out here. Yeah,
So-
we probably need Legolas.
It feels good.
Yeah, already am after.
And you have the Gondor thing, so if you need resources, you've got them coming in spades.
Ready, you give you +1, and then defending here, shadow effect 2 to 5. Attacking enemy gets +1. Courtesy of that overworked.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. That's all
Yeah.
cleared. Now we go to attackies.
Okay, so I like you getting rid of this with your ancillary characters, right?
Yeah.
Because then this can attack.
It can only attack
Oh,
ships.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So we've got a 4, a 4, and a 5.
I've got 5.
So why don't you take the sailor just straight away?
He's gone.
You can kill it yourself.
Thank you.
And then I want to have one more. Huh. 4. Oh, I do have it, right. So then 4 here, kill this guy, and then 2, 3, 4
Nice.
to kill the plunder. Is this only if it's in the staging area?
So now it's clear. So if you don't need to use her,
I do have to, unfortunately. I've
Yeah.
got 3 here. So she's got to be 2 and 2.
that's fine.
Bummer.
All right,
Yeah,
clean sweep.
clear it out.
Ready? Resource.
Get it right out.
I forgot how much more. It is like a math equation. So, we'll at the end of this, I want to run it back. But basically, the curve that you get on in this game,
Mm-hmm.
it is way different in terms of pacing. I feel like once you get established in Lord of the Rings, you're like
You just start dunking.
cruising.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready everything. Raise our threat by 1. Gain our resources. Draw a card.
Thank you, Mark. Corsair's in the Corsair pile.
Pass the first player token.
One of those good cards?
Do you have any Noldor or Sylvan
Yes.
characters?
No.
Perfect.
No.
I just drew the card.
Something to give me Noldor.
Now we're like in flames. It's crazy what's about to happen. Okay, this passes. I'm gonna pay 1. Well, let's wait. Do you need a
I need to
resource?
draw a card and gain
I need
resources
resources,
on all these guys.
Do you need a resource on old Aragorn?
My need for resources right now is non-existent.
Okay, great. So I will
I'm going to draw 2 cards while I'm here.
pay 1 to play this card.
Do I get to do stuff on your turn if I want to?
I think you can
so.
call for actions. So I draw a card. Hilarious. She's insane.
I'm going to use Steward of Gondor, of course.
I'm going to discard a card, gain a resource on R1. I'm going to pay 1 to attach Light of Valinor to Legolas.
Oh, that's the jam. I remember that thing being busted.
So I don't exhaust to commit. So now we get a Legolas shot, and if you ready me, 2 shots around with him. Which is just Bugatti. And then I'm going to save resources. I have some sick...
I have some big ones as well, yeah.
Sick cards coming.
Okay.
Check this character out. Her name's Sullian. You have to spend a book resource. Any player can do it. Exhaust her. Each location in the staging area gets -1 threat.
I love that. Do you need any more money? Would any money be valuable to you? In upwards of 2 to 3 cash.
So $2 would let me get out. I can play Glorfindel, the ally, from my discard pile.
Glorfindel's amazing.
He costs 5. He can be played from my discard pile, and I can take an action, discard a card to ready him. He's a 3 attack, 3 quest.
Yeah, let's get that on the board. So I'm going to play Parting Gifts. Move any number of resources from Leadership Hero to any other hero's resource pool.
2 would be perfect.
So let's give you 2 from the Gim.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and trigger this action with Glorfindel.
He is the Steward of Gondor, after all, if you weren't remembering how the books went.
So, I wonder if I should even use this yet. I can have the resources to do it.
And then just drop it in on a surprise moment.
When I need it.
You may as well throw him in the quest for 3, right? I don't know. Probably not.
Well, I can discard a card to ready him. So I may as well. Yeah, I'm going to pay for it.
Let's put him out there. I love Glorfindel. He's like the most powerful elf ever, right?
He is...
Didn't he slay a Balrog or something?
He's powerful in the, like, physical fighter kind of way.
That's the only way I know.
Versus, like, Galadriel's, like, magically powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But what's the point of that if you go with a sword, really?
Right. I still haven't even used R1. R1's going to dunk on a big ship at some point.
Yeah.
It's like, here's 20 damage on this turn.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
All right.
Let's get that big ship out here.
Quest phase. So I'm going to do 3. Legolas is 4, and he doesn't exhaust. 8. 11. Plus 2. 13. And you have +1, and you get ready, so you may as well use it.
Yeah, coming at you.
So 3 more. So we're at 16. You have an optional Faramir that would give us +5. Because I did that. So we're probably more than fine.
We got to be more than fine, right?
And I'm going to save the ship because I think we're that fine.
We're currently 5. We've got to hit at least, so we're at 10 to get through the thing. We need to get to 11. So what we're at, we can have 5 come out and still be fine.
Well, so we only need 6 total left over.
And
but we'll
5 here. 5 will soak here. So basically, we can have 5 more come out from the deck.
Yeah, and you can add 5 later.
So we're good.
Okay. So my card first. Sea Monster. Ship objectives may attack and defend against Sea Monster.
Cool.
When revealed, deal 4 damage to the ship, enemy, or ship objective with the fewest remaining hit points.
Ooh, that's you. Take 4. You're 3 away from death, my friend. Who would have thought a sea monster would be out
hold
here?
On. Yeah, I can't do anything.
Cancel that. 11, just a big old sea monster? A Corsair Skiff, Surge. Cannot have attachments when it engages you from the staging area. Either raise your threat by 3 or it gains boarding 1. Okay, just a little scouting vessel. And then a slave ship. Boarding 1, cannot have attachments. For each point of damage that is dealt to a ship objective by slave ships, attack deal 1 point to a non-ship character controlled by the defending player as well. Ooh. Okay. So I think they just dunked 6 on us. So I'm gonna have to Faramir that, am I not?
If we want to advance, yes.
At some point we have to, right?
Yeah.
But we just got 3 enemies. Why don't we not advance?
I agree.
Clear the location, go to the Isle of Fortune, and try to kill these things? I mean, this is a tremendous amount of things. I can't soak all these ship attacks, man. We're gonna have to leave these things in the
bay.
But they're all gonna come and attack us.
Yep.
How do our ships not die? There's no world where that. Well, you can block this one with that one, right? What's your defense?
3.
So you can block this one. So I've got to engage these 2. This one can block there, and I just take 7 to the face.
Well, you can only option engage 1.
It doesn't keep going ping pong back and forth?
So that's right. So you option engage 1, then this comes to me. This one would come to me, actually, because it's a higher threat if you option engage here.
You can also option engage there, right?
But if I'm first player, so if I option engage, I will also get the second one. So let's, I don't think we advance.
No, this is too much already.
So it's 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this clears.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say we travel to the island. Actually, these go away.
All right.
Every time a ship comes out.
Well, forget the Isle of Fortune.
It is a 3.
Let's just get the Anduin out of there. We just have 2 left.
That'll make it easier for us to actually.
Fortune, Isle of Fortune. Fortune right here.
Now, we can do 10 damage to a non-unique ship.
With what?
Or once a game action. We get an encounter card.
Is it like 10 damage?
To a non-unique enemy engaged with a player.
It goes through the armor?
I mean, I think so, like 10 damage to this ship.
Yeah, you've got to kill this, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Can we do that now?
Encounter phase, we get optional engagement. I think I don't optionally engage.
That's a quest action, we can do that. So that's going to have to wait until all next turn.
No, we can take it before we travel. Oh, because we're not engaged. You have to be engaged with the trigger this. Yeah. So then we travel, then we get to the encounter phase.
Hands upon the bow, hands upon the bow, hands upon the bow. What does that do?
I don't have any resources.
What does it do?
I can basically make an immediate attack with Legolas. Oh, I do have. This is great. Hold on, wait a second. Hands upon the bow. So I spend 1. I exhaust a character I control with range to immediately declare it as an attacker and resolve its attack against an enemy in the staging area. It gets +1 during this attack.
Okay.
So before we even, technically we get the optional engagement.
Yeah.
So I can do, let me see what I'm at, 3.
You got to sink that black arrow, aren't you?
Probably. 4, 5, because I'm not engaged with it. Then I can discard 3.
Yeah.
So I can be an 8 here.
With the black arrow?
Without the black arrow, I'm at 8.
Kill the skiff straight away.
Or I could discard less cards. Because the plus is only till the end of the phase. So I do think I would.
This is not having to deal with boarding 1 here is amazing. Because that's 1 less enemy that comes out to you from the slave ship.
So I can use the black arrow to get to 10.
That's right. That's exactly what you need.
So I'm going to use the black arrow. I swing for 10 here.
Yes.
So we'll get rid of this ship.
Yeah. See that right out of here.
And then
Then I optionally engage some stuff.
You don't have anything that stands me, do you?
Gimli will when I defend, but I have to have a something to defend against, I guess.
Yeah. Because if I had something that could stand me here, I have another Hands Upon the Bow. Woo! So I could do it again. But that's fine.
I don't have anything like that.
Oh, that's crazy. You can technically do it in the moment before you count the threat because you have an action before.
Do we still want to go to? Do we want to go to Pain Town? I feel like there's better times to go. We should not go.
All right, I'm gonna agree with you here.
All right, good choice.
Okay, so then we get to the optional engagement.
If you engage this, then you can block it with your boat and not take any damage.
And if you stand me, then I can do a good amount of damage.
I'm not sure I can. Well, can humans defend against sea monster? Yeah. It's not a ship. And it says ship objectives may attack and defend against it, but it doesn't say that people
Nice.
can't.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because Gimli can go in and smoke this thing. All right, I love it. Gimli defending the sea monster. Okay, we've got our engagements. Have we done it? You satisfied with it?
Uh-huh.
Are you missing something? Did
No,
I do something?
I'm just looking. So, we're good. Now, if you exhaust 3 of your characters, you can swing with their ship.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Great.
I'll do that for sure. Engage with the defending player. I could also just take that Corsair skiff.
But then I have to take that monster.
Oh, is that right?
But you can block a monster for me because it's not a ship.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I take this one, you take that one.
Yeah.
Now, you could also dogpile on this thing.
We need a world where we kill both of these.
4, 5. I can kill this thing if you can stand Legolas.
I will be able to stand Legolas.
Now, you can't if you don't have something to defend against, right?
But I'll just sentinel your thing and stand Legolas.
Bugatti.
Yeah.
There it is.
Now, defending the Corsair skiff is a different thing. So I need to raise my threat by 3 or give it boarding 1.
I don't think the game is that long left.
I'm going yet. Going to 42. Who needs it? Okay, then I think we're good. I haven't done the math, but who needs math when you've got the goods?
So this is attacking me first. Let's deal the shadow cards. Deck runs out. We shuffle it back.
I'm going to defend for you. 4 to 5.
Bad card is nothing.
Okay. Then we'll spend 1 after declaring to stand Legolas and give +1. Then we will use a horse, armored destrier, exhaust, ready attached hero, and then discard this card.
Great.
Okay. Also get a resource for the song. Then the Corsair skiff will get defended by Twilight's Call, if we defend it at all. Just 2, with no downside. Does it have to go to the boat?
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Do you need the damage?
Let's find out.
Also, if you exhaust the boat, don't forget that thing.
Yeah. So I've got 2 here, so I basically have got to exhaust 1 more thing. Probably Faramir. So then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 7. So I've definitely got that. So
Great.
I'll just defend here.
Do you want to clear that thing first?
Well, it says when attached objective exhaust, deal 2 damage to it. Then action, or is this different?
I think action is just separate.
Okay, if it's separate, it's separate. I'll take this action, exhaust 3 characters.
Whoop.
Discard this, and then I'll just defend with it.
Okay.
So that's covered up, and then we go to the attackies.
Okay. Starting with me, I've got 4 plus 6 is 10, and I will discard 1 card, triggering my harp to put it back in my hand to do 11 damage here.
Okay. Done. Consider it done. Yeah, so somebody's asking a question, Spanner. How did Gimli discard the shadow? The Armored Destrier says, discard a shadow card from another enemy engaged with a defending player. So I was the defending player with Sentinel.
Yeah.
So I can discard a shadow card from this enemy. That's how it reads, at least to me.
Yep,
But
I'm in.
that's where I'm at. All right, then we got 7 here. So we're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, technically 8, 9 because of the attachment here. So then the Corsair skiff goes away.
Okay. We did it.
All right.
End of round. Ready.
Seeker's saying misplayed. So let me know if that's not right. Zach wasn't the defending player, though. I defended it. Why is Zach the defending player if I'm defending the attack?
Because you're defending for me, I guess.
Maybe?
Did the card even matter?
No, it was empty. It was blank, but...
All right. Good to know.
All right. Rules.
This passes to you.
Everything readies. And then all of these things ready. Okay. Everybody get some money. Did we
Yep.
do that already?
I did it. I don't know if you did it or not. I don't think you did.
They're loaded, man.
Yeah. Stacks.
Yeah, I think I did. I'm not sure.
Spanish saying defending player is not the defending character.
Okay.
Interesting definition.
We learned some things. And then draw a card and throw it up.
Yep. How's your threat doing over there?
Card, throw it up. I got Gandalf, so I can bump it down.
Great.
And then I need to do one. Yeah, I feel like Steward of Gondor. It's so funny.
E. Kimmel saying at least it doesn't say you.
That's right. We can all praise.
Who is you?
Praise
What's on
everyone
third?
for that. All right.
Did you decide you did get your money?
I decided it. I'm not sure if I did, but I figure I spent hers last time using something here, and it all just kind of happened. All right. So now what's our win condition here? We're just gonna. Are we going to the party?
I mean, I think we're going to the party. Hopefully the ship comes out and we can deal with it.
So let's play.
We're at 3 threat. If we assume 4 more comes out,
What happens if I go through my deck?
I don't think anything.
All right, let's assume ship comes out. Dioran's Ruins, draw 2, discard 1. James says I didn't get money. I'm going to get money.
I was gonna say I feel like you actually
don't think I
didn't spend
did.
much yet. Last
Yeah.
time.
I'm playing another Dioran's Ruins. Draw 2. Oh, wait, I need to discard a card here.
Now I see why you were saying what happens when I run out.
2, discard 1. Huh. Discard 1 here.
Spanish saying you just don't draw any more cards.
Oh. Well. Okay. You have anybody who's hurt that could use like a Song of Healing?
How much healing is it?
1. Attached to a hero, you can discard a card to heal 1 damage
That
from
would be
them.
really great.
Anyone can
actually.
trigger the effect.
Yeah.
Put that where you want it.
Let's go here. That's perfect. These decks are cooking.
I'm going to pay 2 here for Quick Beam. It's
Get
an
some ints in here.
Comes into play exhausted, but then after enters play, deal a damage to him to ready him.
I love it.
Okay.
Don't be hasty.
We'll do it. And then let's do 3, 4, 5. We'll go ahead and play old Gandalferson.
Yep.
And we're going to lower my threat by 5.
He's great to play going into a
That was my thinking.
unknown.
You want Gandalf around for the unknowns. Okay, I'm down to 38.
All right. Mine.
Yeah. And Greenwood Archer back here, too. All the Gimli stuff next to him in this weird pile.
Let's discard a card to gain a resource with Arwen. Let's discard a card and exhaust the harp to heal 1 from Eowyn. Let's pay 1 to play this card from my discard pile and draw a card. And then I'm going to save my money.
Wise.
So let's go to questing.
Okay.
I'm going to do 1 with Legolas and ready Gimli after he commits his 3.
All right, 3 on it.
4 pocket. Arwen is going to do +3.
Isn't he +1 from light? Or is that just a no?
It's just a no.
Okay, so 4 is the Gimli Legolas package.
Yeah. We're going to go 5 more here.
I've got some questies too if we need it. Aragorn's like built to quest.
Yeah, I think you should.
All right, let's add 4 and then stand in with a resource.
Yeah, because if I can leave AO1 standing when we're going, if I need a double attack with her.
Do you want 2 cards? Or do we want a quest?
I think...
We can always save it.
Well, so you've got
see if she-
Faramir as a hidden +3.
Yeah.
And we're currently at 16. So we're ahead by 13. We should be fine.
Should be fine.
And I think we can wait on the cards.
Okay. Should be fine.
Because if we end up needing... We don't know what awaits around the bend.
Yeah.
You ready to reveal cards?
All right,
You
2
first.
cards. Here we go. Grapple. Attached to a ship objective. It has a condition that says it cannot ready. I have to exhaust 3 to discard it. I'm more than capable of doing that.
Yeah. Mine, Corsair Skiff, Surge, can't have attachments. When it engages you from the stage near it, either raise your threat by 3 or it gains boarding 1.
It's annoying.
Out of the Mist. When revealed, the enemy with the highest engagement cost engages the first player
Awesome. It's actually okay.
and attacks them. If no attack is made this way, Out of the Mist gains Surge. So
Okay.
it engages and attacks, which is fine.
Okay. When it engages me, I'm going to raise my threat to 41. What are you at?
33. We're about to dunk on this thing.
We'll keep it at 41 there.
Okay.
And then it's a 2 attack. It would get it's a normal attack with
Yeah.
the shadowy card and everything.
I don't know if it gets a shadow card. I presume it does. Yeah, let's just say it does.
Yeah, probably.
So it attacks you.
So I can block with a ship, or I can take 2 around the corner.
2 seems okay.
2's okay, right?
We just don't know what's... Because you also have this thing you need to get rid of.
Raise the threat by 4, or attacking enemy makes an additional attack. I'm not going that high.
It seems scary to me.
So I'll take 2, and then additional attack.
Does it not do damage to this thing?
Oh, is it always that? Yeah, I think that's right. Additional attack. I don't know. Should I block that one? No, I'm just going to take 2 more. Surely it won't matter. Attacking enemy gets +1. I have 6 allies, not 7, so it doesn't get the additional.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to take 3 more, so 9.
Whew.
I've got 18. It's only half health.
Okay. So that's all the cards, though. So this removes down to 1. We're currently 13 ahead. So this will clear.
Yeah, easy.
This will clear. See what happens. 2A. Destroy the Dreadnought. In the distance, you see a ship like no other. Dozens of ominous black sails tower above the churning sea, and the prow of a fearsome serpent's head slices through the waves at an alarming speed. The rumors are true. You are awestruck at the extraordinary size and intimidating presence of the Dreadnought. You resolve to sink the menacing behemoth at all costs. When revealed, add the set-aside Dreadnought enemy to the staging area. Elite, side face up.
Look at that gorgeous thing on the table.
Yeah. Dad mode. Destroy the Dreadnought. 2B. Or not 2B. No more than 5 progress can be placed on this stage each round. Action, remove 5 per player. Oh, no more than 5 per player can be added.
10.
So we could have added 10.
That's all right, you know.
From the stage, remove 10 from the stage. Choose any group to shuffle 1 set-aside Gondorian warship into their encounter deck. Response: when the Dreadnought attacks you, raise your threat by 4 to cancel the attack. When the Dreadnought is destroyed, the players win the game. So he's engaged with all of us, right?
Massive. Engage with all of us.
Archery
2. Cannot take more than 10 damage each round. Is a global hit by 15 per player among all groups. So it's 30. Let's just use a big... We're out of big things to track.
I got you.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to have this.
Okay. 30.
Once it gets... keep going.
At the end of the round, if it has less than half of its starting hit points, flip it over. Okay, and you can't use player card effects on it. For defense, it's not terribly...
I say we travel here, by the way.
Yeah, let's travel there.
Okay, well, this is a time for Eowyn.
All right, so now things have happened.
Wait. Yeah, characters can attack ships, right?
Yes. We decided they can. Yeah.
All
So
right,
we traveled. This is the encounter phase. Now we can optionally engage things. There's no reason to do that here, right? Because it's massive.
Yeah,
it can't
it
be
just
activated.
is.
Okay, and then we go to the the combat phase. So we're gonna defend.
It can only take 10 around.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna do some soakies.
Yeah. Well, Eowyn can do 10 to it. I have no other enemies, so I may as well not waste that.
Yeah.
I can do 10 to it. If you just want to block and figure out how to deal with your boat.
Does it attack both of us? Given that it's engaged with both of us?
I think it does.
Yeah. Can you block it? Wouldn't you kill your ship if you block it? There's no... I've got Sentinel.
You can't block a boat, though, right? You just block with your boat.
Mm-hmm.
Attack against me.
I'd have to find a way to block and then stand up and block again. Or I would just take 7 to the face. Let's see, what would that actually look like?
Doesn't it just go on your boat?
I'd go to 16 and then I'd take 3, so I would be dead.
Oh, I can raise the threat to stop the attack against me.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that's what you needed.
Boom. Okay, so he's attacking you first.
Archery, first of all, combat phase starts. Archery 2. We do 2 to across the board. Just let me do it on Aragorn here.
Okay.
Unless, do you have an easy healy?
I have that thing you gave me.
I do
so
too.
I can
Let's
do one here.
and one.
Yeah. We're reasonable.
All right, and then enemies get attacky cards, right? Is this right?
So the attack against you, then the attack against me.
Well, I've got the skiff first.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I think I can I discard his card? No, that's a player card effect,
I assume, does this get 2? 1 for each of us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Do they get the cards whenever they attack you, basically? When do the cards come out? Combat phase. Deal 1 shadow card to each enemy. That's all it says.
Let's see what massive says.
Maybe it says do both.
An enemy with a massive keyword cannot leave the stage area. Is considered to be engaged with each player and attacks each player in turn during the combat phase. I'm going to guess it gets 1 for each of us. Yeah, second shadow card.
Okay.
After the first.
Even though there's not a framework for that.
I'm sure there's somewhere.
Not on the chart.
I'm going to cancel the attack, so it doesn't matter anyway.
All right, so let's start with the Skifferton. It's a 2. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of these 3 characters.
Yeah.
To get rid of this. Let's get rid of that as an action. Okay. I can go to 11 and then 3 more, so I go to 14. These ships are not looking good, man. If it's undefended, it has to go to the boat. Is that right?
Yeah. Why don't you let me block your ship with my ship? And because I'm canceling my big attack.
Oh, right. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to block your ship, and we'll resolve this, which is until the end of the round, the attacking enemy is immune to player card effects and gets +2 defense.
It's all right. We'll dunk it anyway.
Okay. Then this thing is attacking you.
Yeah, and then I block with Twilight's Call. And I take 7 minus 4. I'm currently taking 3 damage. Deal 1 damage to defending character. Is this a character?
It's not a character. It's a ship.
I don't know how the Lord of the Rings community is going to feel about that.
Then this tries to attack me. It gets a shadow card, but I'll cancel it.
It isn't a character, you know.
And this goes away.
How do I get the advanced version of this? Oh, it's when it gets dead, right? Don't we flip it over? Why do games have all these rules?
I don't think so.
There was something that said flip it over whenever something dies. This we definitely flip when it gets hurt. How do we flip these boats, man? I want more than the basic boat. It's my one goal now.
There are locations to let you flip.
Okay. Where? We went through the whole deck.
Well, they were encounter cards.
Hmm.
Okay, so now it's our turn.
Blocked. You canceled this.
Yep.
Now we do damage.
So I have...
I can smoke this thing. I can contribute to this thing.
I have 6 easy mode.
Can we
here.
attack this together all in one big swing?
Yeah, just like
It's massive,
everyone's
right?
engaged with it.
Yeah.
So I have 6, and we need to do 10 damage to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I need 8 more to come at this thing.
Okay, I can cover that.
I technically have a 3 if I want to ready this guy.
We got it in 1,000 ways.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna do 5, 6, 7.
That is +2.
Here, and then 8, 9. And how much do you need from me? 7?
We need to do 14 total, and I'm at 6.
I've easily got 7.
I can add 3 more here.
Well, maybe one more is better.
It's really easy.
Okay.
So I'm going to discard a card to ready here.
So anyway, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9 with Gimli. So this guy's gone.
Okay. Then I'm going to do 5, 8, 9. I have 12 coming here, and we need...
16 for Gandalf.
So we're at 16 minus 4. You can only take 10, so it's going to take 10 damage.
Going to 20. Okay.
End of round.
End of round.
Threat goes up by 1. I might have just enough threat to survive. I have to basically cancel 2 more attacks against me. Really
Mm-hmm.
1, and then we have to defeat it before I get to that next attack.
Threat goes up by 1. Draw a card. Resources all across the board. 1. I'm just going to gain 3 with Steward of Gondor. Gandalf goes away.
Thank you for your service. Cool.
You're the first player?
Yep. I have some sick tech here.
So there's no reason to quest here, right?
If we
Aside from losing
remove
threat.
10, shuffle a set-aside Gondorian warship into the encounter deck.
Okay.
So if we were going to be here a while, shuffling good cards into this is probably helpful for us. But we're not going to be here a while.
You don't think so, do
I'm
you?
looking at 3 turns. Like 2 turns. This turn and next turn is done.
And we just have to cover it up enough that we don't get dunked on ourselves.
Yeah. Which we should be able to do in spades.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah, show me what you got.
I'm going to pay 2 for West Road Traveler. Oh no, I'm going to do that in a second. I'm going to play double back. This is a limit 1 per deck. Response, when this stage is defeated, reduce each player's threat by 5.
Oh. Wait, no, the stage can't be defeated, can it?
It's a side quest. When this stage, this is the thing. So we can optionally choose to put advancements here. And if we clear that, we reduce our threat by 5.
Perfect. Great time for that.
Yeah. And I don't need to play this, actually. I thought I needed to. It's not a location.
So you don't have to make it the active quest or
Right.
anything?
I think it's just literally a side
Okay.
quest.
That's really handy. Check this out. Over to me.
I'm going to pay 4 for Sullian. So you can spend your green resource to make each location in the staging area -1
Oh, good.
threat, assuming that those...
I can do that?
You can do that. You're the only one that can do it because you're the only one with the green.
All right. I'm going to spend 3, 4. Check this out. Path of Need. I'm going to attach it to the Isle of Fortune. Here is an exhaust to attack, defend, or commit while that is the active location. So I figured we can leave it active, put extra threat on double back, and we at least get 2 to 3 turns where we don't have to exhaust to do anything.
Doesn't our progress have to go here first, though?
Didn't you say you could put it here instead?
I think you can put it here instead of here. I don't think you can put it directly
instead of the
here.
active location. Okay. If that's the case, then I'll just hold that another while.
That's actually more powerful.
Maybe. I mean, it just depends on if we can do the math well, right? Because the other thing is we could just blow this out and then cancel both Dreadnought attacks. And then we'll flip it
Doesn't somebody
over.
let you play attachments in the middle of a round?
Yeah, I can. In the middle of the thing.
So technically, if we clear this, get a different location, travel there, clear this, middle of the round, you play that onto something, and your attacks don't cost us exhaust.
Now, that said, like anything that, I mean, I'm not really going to be sitting down to quest anyway. So, like, I don't know how relevant it's going to be to not have to exhaust the attack.
That's true. But you can wait and see.
We'll see, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the questing phase. 3 plus the classic 4 from Gimli and Legolas. We're at 7. Let's do 5, 12. Do you have any? You gonna add Aragorn or we're at 4?
So, are you saying that I have to add? I can with the boat, Chris. The Twilight's Call. So you're saying I have to put it on a location in the staging area? I can't put it on a location that we're traveling to?
Does it say in the staging area?
No. No, this is Lord of the Rings. It says attached to a location. That's a location. Interesting. I don't know. There's some good time to play this card, and we'll assume that we will.
Yeah. Okay. So we're at 12. I feel like I'm saving Eowyn for now.
Do you want 4 more?
I mean,
get
you can always Faramir, right?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 more.
I mean, let's make sure we get that double back done.
Okay.
So Aragorn's going to quest and stand with his ability.
All right.
And then, Faramir's good. That's all good.
Ready to roll?
Yeah.
All right. So my bad card. Tolfalos Landing. After a player draws cards, they raise the threat by that much.
Right.
Then you get your back card.
Did we use this last turn?
I don't think so.
I don't think we did. We played around. Do you want 2 cards?
Sure.
All right, you take 2, and then I'll then it'll
Before
be
that
ready.
comes out.
Yeah, way before
All right. Okay.
last turn. Played around that the whole time and then didn't use it.
Yeah. So then you get your back card.
Bad card says Belfalos Shipyard. After it's explored is the active location. We can spend 5 resources to heal 5 damage from a ship, ready it, and flip it to its upgraded side. Well, there it is.
The dream.
There it is.
Okay. So now we're at 4,
10
5,
threat.
6, 10. So 10, 6 extra. You can technically add 4,
Let's
which is
Faramir it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll clear this. We'll clear the double back. We each reduce our threat by 5.
And I already spent the resources, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to Path of Need this one, I think. And then we go, and then we travel there.
Yeah.
We have 2 turns of...
Yeah, and you can, by the way, he can do that because of his ship.
Yeah, the ship of... Yeah, Twilight's Call can do that.
Yeah. So then we travel here. And while it's here, we don't exhaust to attack,
Defend, etc.
defend.
We
Wow.
don't exhaust ever.
So wait.
We can just leave that unexplored and try to keep it active.
That's
and just
crazy.
Keep swinging at the Dreadnought.
The turn I pop a Ewan now, she can attack everything on my side of the board.
That's
She doesn't
correct.
exhaust to attack, so it's just...
That's correct. Yeah. If this thing didn't have that limit on it, it would just be a chainsaw, right?
Yeah. Okay, so then no enemies.
No enemies.
We're engaged.
Yeah.
He's going to attack me, and I'll raise my...
Wait. We lower a threat by 5, right?
Yeah.
2, 1, 0, 9, 8, 7.
So I'm going to raise my threat by 4 to cancel my attack.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Then we
41.
get to attack, and we can easily do 10
Yeah,
damage.
just slammer jammer.
All right. So we're down to 10. And we'll go to the end of the round. So we refresh
Wait, don't we flip this over?
after we do the refresh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Resource, threat.
I like that Gimli just gets 3 every turn from the Steward of
It's
Gondor.
crazy.
It's hilarious.
Then we flip.
Okay, flip the Steward.
The damage side of the Dreadnought, victory 99, whatever that means, down to 3 threat, 5 attack, 3 defense, massive immune to player card effects, cannot take more than 10 damage a round, gets to 30. After the Dreadnought flips, each player pulls 1 set-aside unique Corsair enemy into play at random, engage with them.
Oh, here we go. We get the boatsies. Or no, these. Oh, the big scary guys.
Oh yeah, hold on. There was an archery total as well, right?
Oh yeah, it's you.
Archery 2. This side doesn't have archery though.
Put it here.
All right, great.
And now, is the damage persistent? Does it still only have 10 hit points? For real? It doesn't go back to 30?
Mm-mm.
What? Well, what? Do we win if we kill the Dreadnought? Yeah, when it's starting to destroy, the players win the game.
Yeah.
All right, random.
Ophidian. Immune to player card effects. No more than one character can attack Ophidian each round. Engaged player cannot attack the Dreadnought. Force, when a character defends against Ophidian, deal 2 damage to that character.
Same here. Commander of the Dreadnought. Immune to effects. Cannot attack the Dreadnought. After he attacks me, the Dreadnought attacks me.
This is a job built for Eowyn.
Dude, we found the moment. She doesn't have archery, does she?
No.
But you just smoke that guy and then smoke the boat.
Yeah,
right?
that's what
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Okay, our turn. This passes to you. And
I didn't draw a card.
yeah, I haven't even started the turn.
Do you have any bad attachments over there?
Wow. Bad attack? Oh, no. No, I don't.
Okay. Just curious. All right, questies? Or a play? Oh, we got to play stuff.
plays,
I got nothing to play.
All right, I'm going to play a Rivendell bow on Eowyn. No, she can't. On Legolas. Do I still have that other thing? Yeah. I'm going to play a Golden Belt on Legolas and then a Rivendell bow. So he's +1.
Pile the cards.
Yeah.
Pile those cards.
And then I'll pay 1. Oh, wait. Card draw is bad now?
Yes.
Yeah, don't do that. I'll discard a card and cancel the discard to gain a resource. And then I will pass.
I'll pass as well.
Okay. So 3 + 4 from the standard Gimli Legolas duo.
And so we agree that basically we want to not have threat added due to us failing the quest, but we don't want to quest out that shipyard.
Yeah, so
We have a 6/6 pivot.
we're at 5. And I've committed 1, 2, 3, 4, assuming you commit Gimli and then stand them.
I can also commit area, but we don't want to go too far.
So we're at 12. You have the optional +4 from Faramir.
Mm-hmm. They're currently at 5 to 12, so we're safe.
So I think we're safe.
Yeah.
All right, so you get the first bad card.
Mouths of Anduin. After a wind reveal, the effect is canceled. It doesn't cancel it. It gives you a new one. So that's 2. So
War Galley,
7.
Archery 2, boarding 1. Force, when War Galley engages you from the staging area, either raise your threat by 4 or it gains boarding 1.
That's a good boat. And 3. Okay, so we're good here. So we're currently at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 12. So we can put 2 on and stay frosty.
All right, so hold on.
Quest is not unsuccessful.
Yeah. All right. So I have some things. I can potentially get rid of this.
With that bow of need.
Yes. I can get rid of that. So let's do this. I'm going to pitch 2 cards to give him +2 temporarily. I'm going to play Hands Upon the Bow to attack this enemy now. And I don't exhaust to do that.
No. So funny.
So I'll attack him now before he engages, so he'll go away. Then I'm going to play Foe Hammer, exhaust a weapon, one of my 2, draw 3.
How does he shoot 2 bows?
Like a magician. And then
Man with bow for hand.
now we get to the engagement phase.
Yeah.
So I already
there's
have
nothing.
this.
Yeah, nothing to be engaged here.
So then you defend first. This is for you.
And I feel like Gimli's going to defend all of them.
For free.
Yeah.
Why not? Yes.
So let's defend here first. 5 to 5 on the defense.
Now you can also just throw some allies at this too. You don't exhaust.
All right. Do you want +1 to Legolas? Oh, I don't know. I think this is the game where if I can't stand you, I can't stand you.
That's fine. I don't need to stand.
Which is funny. I mean, I may as well do this with a non-exhaust, right? Just send it to Gimli. 5 for 5. Defending character is not a ship. So I get a money, and I take no damage.
Oh, my threat does go up by 3. Because I drew 3 cards.
Oh, no.
It's fine.
Let's 6. I can just defend with some dumb ally. Or you can.
Yeah.
Or I can defend with Gimli again and take a damage.
I'll just block here. Doesn't exhaust technically. No effect, but it's 6 damage, so that'll take her off the board.
Proud we are.
Okay.
Then the Dreadnought.
I will raise my threat by 4.
By 4, right? So 45.
Mm-hmm.
Staring down the barrel of a 45.
All right, and then it's the attacky time.
It's just literally the 97 Bulls, just Dunk City.
I will raise my threat by 3 to get AO in it, plus whatever.
She's a 10 damage now?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I'll swing here.
This is how this works?
Well,
Path of Need?
can I do that? Can everything attack everything?
I mean, yeah, because like if I had something that stood, I could then attack something else, couldn't I?
Oh, also, my characters don't exhaust a quest.
Right, yeah, we've got 1,000. The Path of Need is strong.
So then we just dunk on it.
I mean, we dunk hard. Like,
The Path of Need at the end is crazy.
yeah, that's nuts. How is that possible?
All right. Well, hey.
I'm going to kill this guy. You're dead. He's laughing now, and the Dreadnought's dead.
And it's over.
Yeah.
Everything can be attacked once by everything that can attack it. So we did like 1,000,000 damage.
We did 1 million
Technically, it can
bazillion
only take 10, but that's enough to get rid of it.
bajillion damage.
So we dreadnoughted.
All right, it's dead.
Now, I'm curious. You want to go full...
Is there a
full cam?
glorious conclusion? Do we get to read something?
There's literally nothing to read. Welcome to Lord of the Rings.
2010?
Do you have the setup cards? I want to see what the difference between the standard setup we did.
I do. Do you know what hard mode does?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Add 3 Tallfloss landing to the staging area at the start.
So that's that one where you draw cards and it's bad for you. That's
3 of them to start.
Yeah.
And then each player's threat cannot be reduced by more than 1 each round. So Gandalf and those kinds of things are awful. After a character is healed or readied by a player card effect, you raise your threat by 1. That would be devastatingly hard.
That would be very difficult.
That's the Jeremy Zorin counter dunk. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Jeremy Z on chat saying congrats.
Hey Jeremy, what's up?
Hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah, that's great.
That was really, as a standalone scenario, that was really cool.
That felt great. Like it really did feel like when the ships engage you and they drop out the pirates, it's like
And then it's each kind of having their own ship.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really clever with kind of some cool ability. Like that's just a cool scenario. Very cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I didn't play very many standalones back in the day. They weren't really prevalent, or there weren't that many out by the time I stopped paying that much attention. But that was really interesting. What was your take on Lord of the Rings?
It reminds me exactly of Lord of the Rings that I played. The things that I love about Lord of the Rings is that it has that chunky element that you're just having to pay attention the whole time to make sure you're operating the game well. And you've got all these attachments you've got to keep track of. You've got to keep track of all of your different allies and their abilities and what they're doing. And so it feels heavy, like Lord of the Rings as a universe feels heavy. It's extensive. You're reading a lot. The art, of course, and all of the experiential pieces of this are phenomenal. And the phases themselves are pretty easy to maneuver. They're broken down into the right sections.
I will say
of pockets.
which we didn't necessarily have I don't remember this clearly being this.
No, that's beautiful.
Apparent having this. I do feel like the game absolutely reminds me exactly of what it was.
I was going to say, the thing I don't like is the thing that I like about it.
Upsides and downsides, right?
Which is just like, I've got a character with 17 attachments over here.
Yeah, like this.
And I'm trying to, tap them all. And, okay, this one does what? And I stand that to do that effect. And so there's a lot. It's one of those where more is added to the board. We do this in throwbacks all the time.
Yeah.
By the end of the game, it's impossible to keep track of everything that's happening.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think there are people that really love those kind of games.
Yeah.
And I think
that chunkiness.
that's ultimately what took me away from this game eventually, which is like the game kept getting chunkier. And then it's like you have to remember so much math during the course of the game. And like as compared to Arkham, it's really kind of fascinating because it obviously doesn't have it has a story component with the campaigns, but not as heavy. I also think it's kind of interesting, two things for me that really stick out. Because in Arkham, we've been playing a lot of that one character. So like if my character was Legolas and then I was playing allies, the attachments and stuff would get less crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But like having it across multiple things.
And you got to spend resources off the certain type and whatnot. So you can see where you come into some of the later designs, and it's basically, can we cut some of the things that maybe didn't need to be there? Now, a lot of that, it makes for interesting exchanges and moments. You literally feel like Beravor is playing the card.
Yeah.
Rather than some ephemeral resource pool.
Yeah.
Or kind of ambiguous resource pool that's over here. What does that even represent? But you feel like Aragorn's like passing Legolas in action, or like Gimli's passing Legolas a bow shot or something.
It's really, honestly, for 2010, the look and even the way this game plays is so much better. If you go back and look at the games being made in 2010, it's actually incredible.
It's kind of revolutionary. It's totally revolutionary.
This thing got made.
Time, isn't it?
I'll tell you what I would love. They obviously already have all of this art. And they're sunsetting, from what the people were saying on chat. I haven't really followed it too closely, Lord of the Rings. So like the idea of not even 2.0, I wouldn't try to do this system again. But knowing how great Arkham is, single character, campaign that has like different forks of a story, it's kind of that fail forward system, would be highly interesting.
I know, yeah, it's hard to argue. Or you say, well, literally all of this art. That's a tremendous amount of art.
That's what it's all of so much art.
So tremendous. You could do a 1v1 game.
Sure.
If you wanted to, you could do that kind of experience too.
I am curious because who knows what Asmodee is going to want to do, but like if I were Fantasy Flight and I owned all of these art assets, there's no way I'm not continue to use them in some way.
You got to use them.
Lord of the Rings board games, a heads-up card game, a new cooperative experience. Just you go run the gamut.
You're right. What you do is you make my dream game, and I know if Jeremy's still in the chat, Jeremy maybe can lead the charge on this. Lord of the Rings Warhammer Conquest system.
Wow.
Put it in, call it a day. It would be the greatest game, heads up, ever made. Your 7 locations are like the plains of Rohan, whatever they're on, the Rohirrim, Pelennor Fields, thank you.
Yeah. There's
and then the Eye of wherever, I don't know all this stuff. You guys know I don't know these games very well. You've got the Shire is like one of your locations, and you got to have battles at these different places, and it's just like...
Yeah. I mean, all that to say, there's a million things you could do, but I think the reality that you already have probably like, let's just say it was monthly releases for a year, even though it wasn't quite that. It was faster at one point because they had all those boxes coming out.
Yeah.
So that's 120 releases, probably 20 to 30 pieces of art each. So 30 times 120. You have almost 4,000 pieces of Lord of the Rings art.
Yeah.
That's like 20 sets of a collectible card game that you just already have the art done.
Isn't that nuts? Oh my gosh. So nuts.
Which is, it's just so much.
The cost is already done. I mean, it's not the majority, but the design majority cost, I think it's got to be the artwork. Crazy.
Chris saying the art assets, this is true, are already being used, reused in Journeys in the Middle Earth.
But Journeys in the Middle Earth, who played it? It's an app game that you have to manage physically. Does that make sense? Or is that the purely digital one? The one that they showed off at Gen Con a few years ago.
That has come and gone.
It never really came, did it?
That showed up and disappeared into the ether.
No, it's the one where the app's constantly talking to you, like flip this over and move this thing over there. Yeah, it's like, I don't even know if this is a board game anymore.
It's a lot. It was fine.
You stopped playing it too, though.
I tried and failed. I love Lord of the Rings. I love games, and I couldn't do it.
I played it once at Adepticon, and I was like, Zach, I don't think this is good. I don't think this melding of technology is too far. Like it's just an app. It's like Siri telling me how to play a board game the whole time.
Yeah.
So.
Now, of course, the first couple of scenarios were heavier on that because like you're learning everything and new and etc. But I always felt like I was playing the screen more than I was playing the game.
Yeah.
And I was executing the game more than I was playing it.
That's correct.
It was telling me what to do and we're moving stuff around, but like
it was a weird, like actually backwards where you implement technology in games to speed up the setup and the mechanics so that the machine can do it, but then the machine was telling you how to mechanically operate the game. Yeah. It's like, well, that's not an upside.
Yeah, it's really interesting. But I'll say this: if you love Lord of the Rings,
great.
This is a great game.
This is fun, man.
And I do think that at least for me, I know people get really into this game. There are people that have played a lot. I loved this game for several years, and I got to a point where I felt like I was just kind of working the same problems again and again. But I also never experienced I played the first Saga expansion, and people love the Saga expansions, which is literally 2 boxes per book that tell this giant story. So it's hard for me to say that, but if you love Lord of the Rings,
story,
yeah, it is the story. Then this is definitely an oldie that's worth putting on the record player, so to speak.
Yeah, this is awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Ben, for giving us the decks to do this. That was super fun. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Thanks, Sandy, for letting us borrow the scenario. Good job, Jeremy.
Glad to see you in the chat, Jeremy. Hats off always to Caleb and MJ and anybody else at the team. Nate, who put in a good, solid decade of work on something that everybody should be extremely proud of.
Yeah, this is
a revolutionary game. Especially looking back, it becomes more obvious how significant this actually was.
Totally agree.
Cheers, everybody. Hey, we'll see you for the next Lord of the Ring game. Can't wait to see what that is.
Middle Earth CCG.
It is Middle Earth CCG.
Or Lord of the Rings TCG. We have some series planned.
Yeah, that's right.
Eventually.
And then maybe they use the art for this to relaunch one of those. Anyway, there's just options. Take care, everyone.